the Brown and Crouppen Morning After on KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. At the Morning After STL on YouTube and on TMASTL.com with Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Iggy Strode, and Action Jackson.
7:07 in St. Louis. You're listening to TMA. It's presented to you by Brown and Crouppen. Welcome to our Munganess St. Louis Acura, Munganess Burkhardt Alton Toyota 7 o'clock hour. Get involved on Phone Call Wednesday, a tradition on TMA going back. I think we started that in July of 2005.
Right. We bring nothing to the table on Wednesdays. It's up to the listening audience to come up with the show.
Right, but Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, it's a well-mapped-out program.
Right. Very structured.
Bob Nightingale's on like 3 of those 4 days, right?
We know what
and
we're going to say.
Gabe.
Yeah, we know what we're going to say hours before the show even starts.
Yeah. Doug, you take this position, I'll take this position,
Okay.
and then I'll come up behind you. Look, 55 people are just waiting for us, including Jake Reynolds, who started. Morning, boys. Have a great day, everyone. Look at that.
Nice. That just makes me feel warm. Warm and fuzzy.
John Scores is in there.
What's he saying?
Morning, boys, with a Z, like Boys in the Hood. 1991. Hard to believe
I
that's a
don't know.
33-year-old movie now, isn't it?
Yeah, really.
Rocky! Wonderful. Cuba Gooding Jr. 5 years later, he'd be with Jerry Maguire. Ice Cube. O'Shea. Who else? Oh, Lawrence Fishburne Jr., Furious Styles. Who else?
Okay.
Was Angela Bassett in there?
I just don't know.
Angela Bassett was in there.
I don't know.
And then she played Tina Turner. Is that 2 or 3 years later? What's Love
I
got
don't know
to
the
do
years,
with it?
Tim. I don't know.
And she got a standing ovation, I think. She was brave.
Neil Long as well.
Neil Patrick Harris?
Neil Long, former wife, of
Armstrong?
course, of Ime Udoka, who was a former coach of the Boston Celtics, current coach.
It always
of the
goes
Houston
back
Rockets.
to
Okay.
grooming us for the
I
association.
don't know. Not going to happen, man.
Not going to happen, man. Yeah, 74 people now. Doug, the numbers are just increasing
Okay.
exponentially, and it's fun to see. You're welcome to get involved on the program on Phone Call Wednesday. Callier and Thompson phone line 636-9004-TMA. Text in Schaefer Door Company. Text inbox 314-881-TMA5. And email in for our design, air, heating, and cooling email today, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Landmark day yesterday with Kevin Miller beating Buck Swope in the September sudden death showdown. You have a lot of people DM you about that?
Oh, that's all anyone was talking about everywhere I went. I went to the racetrack yesterday at Fairmount Park, and people weren't even paying attention to the ponies.
Yeah.
It was all chatter about the email.
You went Kevin Miller. Iggy went Kevin Miller. My vote was rendered moot. It was tough.
Well, you know, Miller's an older guy. We don't know how long he's going to be on this side of the grass. So it was nice to give him a little pat on the rump.
So this was an age-based vote?
Well, yeah, it had something to do with it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I always thought it was about the quality of the email.
That's how I was raised.
It's got something to do with it. But if it's a toss-up, you know, you go with the guy who might not be around for another 3 or 4 weeks.
You're like the Hall of Fame committee.
Kind of, yeah. Yeah. Because it's that important of a vote.
There you go.
Well, if it's a Hall of Fame, they wait till you die, then they put you in.
That happens sometimes.
Buck O'Neill didn't get in when they put, well, they put in 19 members of the Negro League Hall of Fame, and they didn't put him in. And then he died, and they put him in the next year.
As a contributor more than anything else, right? I don't
Yeah,
think he was
ambassador?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he wasn't much of a player, but he
Well,
was a
I didn't
coach.
say that, but
Well, I mean, he
Hall of
wasn't a
Fame.
Hall of Fame player.
And are there guys who kick with both legs?
Yes. Yes, there are.
But on the Bob Burns documentary, Baseball, he was all over that.
Not Bob Burns. Ken
Bob
Burns.
worked with Ken.
Ken Burns.
Bob Burns was the bench warmer.
Yeah, he used to give me $2 when he'd be walking out of Pietro's as a tip.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he tipped all the bus boys.
Would you say
Bus
that?
people, I'd like to apologize. You know, I've had some time to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
And my words do not reflect my heart. And I'm going to take the next 3-4 months off
Yeah.
to think about what
Gosh. It's like you're born in the 1840s or something.
Was $2 more or less than the average tip you got at Pietro's?
Well, I didn't get a tip, and nor should I. I was a busboy. I wasn't waiting tables. I mean, I was 13 and had to get a worker's permit
Gotcha.
because this was apparently the 1930s, and my dad was Cinderella Man.
So if I leave a tip at a restaurant, that goes 100% to the waiter. That's not going to any of the other staff?
No, I think at the end of the night, they would then take from their tips and then give X amount of dollars to
Bartenders.
bus stuff. And
Gotcha.
bartenders probably, yeah, you're right.
Gotcha.
Bar keeps.
But $2 would have been a nice tip.
Sure, when you're 13, 14 years old. Yeah. Forget about it.
I wouldn't mind being tipped $2 when we walked out of the studio here on a show well done.
I think we've earned it.
I would think.
Thank you.
Here's your $2. Thank you.
It's like John Kiowski's just standing out there with a $2 bill.
He kind of slyly hands it to you so no one else
Like it's
sees
first
it.
communion.
Here's your reward.
Here's your reward. That's what he would say.
That was the biggest argument I think I ever gotten into living in Bermuda. Because you never get in arguments there. You're happy-go-lucky. But as a shop steward,
Audie Simmons.
it was my job to make us as much money as possible. And I did. But then the wine stewards, we had 2 of them, wanted as much as we were making. So we had a meeting after work one day down in the cafeteria, and the 2 wine stewards are saying, well, we should get as much as you guys. I said, why? You're not waiters. We wait on these tables. All you do is go see if they want a cocktail. If they don't want a cocktail, you got nothing to do. And God, they were yelling at us, and I took the notes they gave me, why they should make more money. I threw it at them. And they were pissed off at me. I said, shut up, you're not making as much as us. And I threw the notes at them.
You put the hammer down.
Yeah, I got done with that, and I said, you know what, this power is getting in my head.
I don't know if we give Tom Traven or Shakira Sanders credit for their bets, because I don't know the difference between the stories, but Tom Traven said we're so close to hearing the Bermuda shop steward story. This is a different story.
I've never told that story before.
Shakira Sanders says, here comes I renegotiated the contract.
Well, yeah, after I started talking about it, but I've never told that story before.
I don't mind a Bermuda shop steward story.
But I've never told it before.
And now they're just saying it's been told 100 times.
No, it hasn't.
They're angry as hornets now. Now, Doug, they just all...
Okay.
One little hornet popped out in the form of glove lugger Tom Traven, then another hornet and
They're all
Shakira
coming
Sanders, and now it's over.
I never told
and
that
now here
story.
comes Chris Raby.
Never told the story about yelling at the shop stewards because they wanted more money because the...
Sweet, sweet guy's mad.
I'm sorry I told it then. Sorry. Go back and
They're mad.
tell us some of your stories about
Sweet,
getting
sweet guy calling with some
a
stories.
finger in the ass.
Oh!
He gets fingered too?
They all
Is that
do.
true?
Not to my knowledge.
They all do. I like that. They're all Wisconsin players.
I think they all do, only if you reach a certain age and you need your prostate checked.
Well, Kai's like 26 or something.
Yeah, well, he probably hadn't had that done yet.
No, he does it for fun.
Can Iggy recap the first time he watched wrestling and what happened to the Pussycats? That's from Steve in Wildwood. He won Milagro Tequila Listener of the Year. The question is, who won the Milagro Tequila Listener of the Month for September 2024? The Papal Conclave was yesterday, Doug.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable. Jackson Bennett Burkett is here. Milagro Tequila sponsors the Listener of the Month for the morning after. And Jackson has an announcement.
In a resounding victory, our September Listener of the Month, presented by Milagro Tequila, is
Who won the thing?
the Baldwin Beer.
Yes!
Gosh.
This just proves that this show has become the housewives program of choice
Feels
in
like
the
it,
area.
Yeah.
That's back-to-back months where a woman has won Listener of the Month.
A different woman?
Correct.
And then we think.
Who won the previous month?
Caller Jen.
Yep.
Oh, gosh.
That should tell our listeners, if you're a woman, just start calling in. You'll win free booze.
Now, that's not necessarily the case. We've had multiple women apply this month, and only one can win. So it's, it's all about merit. It's not about just gender.
I guess it would give away who we voted for, but was it unanimous?
That's also becoming a tradition. We got to get that sponsored.
What's up, Higgs?
Oh,
Oh, I thought that's what we were giving. It would give our votes away, but was it a unanimous decision?
It was not.
No?
oh.
Who didn't vote for us? That's what I'd like to know.
Well,
Are you
it's a
gonna come after
secret
the
ballot.
person?
It's a conclave.
It's a secret.
Like, we don't know if is he Cardinal Timothy O'Connor from St. Louis?
I don't know.
Yeah.
If he was on board with Pope Francis. I don't know. It's a conclave. All they do is send out smoke.
So, yeah, white or black?
Or red after a Pine Bloom press conference in
Oh.
which he's whisked away.
If you want to see how voting for a pope worked back in the early days, go watch the TV series The Borgias.
Cut that off.
I never really think much about that.
There's actually a big,
Especially not being Catholic, I don't think. Just wonder how
Oh,
they
there were
picked popes
bribes
120
going on,
years ago.
all kinds of things back then.
there's actually a big movie coming out about it at the end of the month
What?
called Conclave.
Yeah, I saw
Really?
that.
Ray Fiennes and
And that's about
Tucci.
our Milagro Tequila vote?
Yeah, it's about the tiny pee-pee win.
TMA has gone woke. Sad. That's from Scat King Cole. Remember Nat King Cole?
Of course.
His brother, Scat.
Yeah.
That felt like an Eric in the Central West End text,
I was
but it was Scat
waiting
King
for you
Cole.
to say Eric and Central.
Lipstick Lass says, yay, girls are awesome.
Another former winner.
Sounds like she might be in to other women, doesn't it?
It could.
think
It
we
feels
asked her
like the
that,
worm
didn't
has turned with our listening audience.
It
I think
is.
we've asked her that before.
Yeah, I got to read that it was a hard no. She was the one at Ballpark Village that I was encouraging you to go hit on, who turns out her husband was there.
Yeah, I saw a ring on the finger.
Well, if you were in Clayton, it wouldn't have mattered.
No.
Buck Swope and I will be logging a sunshine request for the ballots. That's from glove blogger Tom Traven. Jackson, are you prepared to have these ballots?
I have
and
all the
give them
receipts.
up with the sunshine request from Buck Swope and Tom Traven.
I have it all in my SurveyMonkey account, so I could turn those over right quick if
Wow.
I got audited. Unfortunately, I'm going to need a little bit more jurisprudence than just was it Buck Swope and who'd you say, Beer Cats?
No, Tom Traven. He's a glove
Tom
blogger.
Traven. Well, he is a glove blogger. Well, provide the necessary paperwork, and I might hand it over.
Well, there
Guys,
was
are we going to be happy or pissed if the Royals win the World Series this year? It's from John Mardukas. Yeah, this is just kind of becoming a suburb of Kansas City. Doug, did you wear a Royals cap yesterday? I mean, if you would have given me the over/under of the Orioles scoring half run, I would have bet the bankroll on the Orioles probably scoring 7 times that amount. And alas, shut out by the Kansas City Royals yesterday. And you can tell there's a little buzz in St. Louis.
Yeah, we're all very excited about it. Extremely excited, to the point where most St. Louisans don't even know what happened in the game or care.
Out at the baseball postseason out of nowhere. I don't know why, but I was at home and had like a 20 minutes, which is rare, where there weren't children running around. And I turned on the television. I go, yeah, there's a playoff game on. Okay, who is this? The Astros and Tigers. Yeah, son of a bitch. And it looked like a regular season game in the attendance.
Oh, really? Was
Yeah.
it packed?
This was, I don't know, second or third inning. Maybe more people showed up later on. I saw Hayward line out at the end, and it looked like there were more people in there. But in the second or third inning, I'm going, my God, the hell! I guess they've gone all '90s Atlanta Braves fans in Houston now since their regular postseason appearers, and there's now 4 series to win the World Series. I guess that's correct.
Yeah.
If you're not one of the top 2,
Right. If you get the bye, you're
Right.
Yeah.
I watched just a little bit of the Padres game. Tatis homered there in the first inning.
Welcome back.
Padres are going to be a snootful, I think.
What about Mike Schilt?
I like Mike Schilt.
He had philosophical
He's got
differences.
this club ready to go.
And now the Cardinals have differences with those philosophies that they had philosophical differences with Mike Schilt.
The Cardinals had a very unpopular manager, and they extended his contract. The Blues had a highly popular coach who took them to the Stanley Cup. He got fired. Go figure.
Speaking of which, Jeremy Rutherford will be making his first appearance of the 2024-2025 season on TMA, brought to you by Mark Hanna, and the 2-part questions start at 9 o'clock today.
Is that right?
Here on the morning after. Hello again, everybody.
Well, I'm fine, thanks. Yeah, it's hockey is here. Oh, when is the Blues opener? Is it this
Next
28th.
Tuesday at 1
Tuesday.
o'clock in Seattle.
Oh, that's right. We're starting Tuesday afternoon.
That's Jackson's red meat.
Busman special.
Just don't get it. I won't get it.
There must be some high-level thinking behind it.
It's that triple header on ESPN. That's what they're doing it for.
Yeah.
But imagine if you're a Seattle fan, you got to take off. That starts at noon. It's going to start at noon local time on a weekday.
More is not necessarily better in this case. More games. Triple header is not necessarily better than the double header if nobody watches one
Right.
of the
If
games.
one of them is not even close to prime, it's in the middle of the day.
Mark Hanna has just texted in to the Schaefer Door Company text inbox and says he requests 2-parters. And he's a
Oh, he'd
sponsor,
like them.
so
Okay.
you know the deal.
Okay.
You know,
That's
JR
a good
will
one.
take them.
They will. They will.
Saw him yesterday. He was excited about the 2 parts. He wasn't sure he was coming on yet.
I shot him a text. He's ready to rock.
How about this from Chairman Steve in Wildwood? I mean, we have a lot of chairmen involved. You guys need to have TMA Day at the ballpark next year so we can see how the lipstick lass held up. Doug, it's been
How she held up.
18 months at the most, probably closer to like 15 months. And Chairman Steve wants to see if she's aged rapidly since then.
There's concern that she's let herself go.
Yeah. Jackson, wasn't that an M. Night Shyamalan film in which people were aging rapidly?
Yeah, I actually just watched that a couple weeks ago.
Good or
Old.
bad?
Bad.
It's called Old?
It's called Old, and it was bad. Like most M. Night movies are.
Oh, M. Night Shyamalan taking
Well,
heat in the
they're-
7 o'clock hour.
They're unbelievable premises. Premises? Premi. They're great premi, and they often fall flat, except for Sixth Sense. That movie rocks. And I like The Village.
Well, it seems a little depressing for young people to get old really fast.
Yeah, it got
Where's
messed
the
up.
entertainment value in that?
Well, it's a kind of a mystery. It's kind of M. Night. He's the king of the twist.
Oh, gosh.
Who puts their initial as a first name?
Early period American authors.
L. Scott Fitzgerald.
F.
F. Scott. Where'd
well,
L
he's
come from?
not that
I was
old,
thinking L.L. Bean.
Fantasy writers always do like the double, like J.K. Rowling, George R.R. Martin,
Think about that.
J.R.R.
Tolkien. Yeah, they like doing the. I don't know what the deal is with that, but that's.
L. Scott Fitzgerald. Did I really say that?
Maybe we're thinking L. Ron Hubbard.
No.
That
that's-
must have been it.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'll change that to mine.
K. Iggy
Instead
Strode.
of Kenneth Bruce Strode, I go K. Bruce Strode.
No, I like that.
Yeah, that's nice.
I met Steve and Caller Drew at TMA at the ballpark last year. It's from Mr. Licks.
Good for you.
So it sounds like there is going to be a TMA at the ballpark, and it's just to check out this one lady to see if she's let herself go.
Right, that's correct.
That's the premise of the whole day.
Do you think she's maybe theorizing, like maybe Steve's let himself go? Do you think she's having a similar thought?
I doubt it. Respectfully, of course, because I'm a big chairman guy.
As am I.
I don't know if he's ever crossed her mind a single time.
Well, it's probably reassuring to her that she's probably crossed his mind a time or two.
Absolutely. It's got to be a turn on.
You think she's just eating too much or just not exercising?
I don't know. I haven't seen her since I got. She might have came to trivia night
Oh, really?
last year
I think she did, actually.
at the Poly Pavilion of St.
Thank you.
Louis.
Good for you for calling it that. How many effing movies do you watch? That's from Chairman Steve in
A lot.
Wildwood.
I watch a lot.
Like, how many nights a week do you spend watching a movie?
Two Tree,
I like
Really?
that too, Tree.
And you've got that kind of time?
8 p.m. on a weekday. Yeah, I can fire. I got
It's
an
still
hour
like
and a half.
2.5 hours.
If they're long, hour and a half.
2 hours.
Sometimes
Not
you
a
break
lot of
them.
hour and a half movies.
Sometimes you just break them up.
Let me ask you guys, because I would think out of all the you three and then KG, one of you had to watch this show. Did you ever watch The Shield when it was on?
No.
No?
Nope.
Okay. Well, I started watching. It's 7 seasons. I'm on season 3. It's some are good and some is just boring as hell.
Yeah.
I don't know if it gets better through the last 4 seasons or not. I was just curious if you guys have seen it.
I do find that I tend to enjoy the series on HBO more than most movies that come out.
I think this was an FX series. It's on Hulu. Michael Chiklis. I like him. It's just, it seems like the same storylines week after week on some of these. It's just getting boring.
Well, maybe don't watch it.
Well, I was hoping maybe somebody would say, yeah, it really picks up in the last few seasons.
Okay, I didn't see it. No, sir, I didn't see it.
Okay.
Your thoughts on The Shield? 636-9004-TMA. Call in Kyron Thompson phone lines. Lipstick Glass, call in. Let us know how you're holding up.
Mm-hmm.
You can text in Schaefer Door Company, text inbox 314-881-TMA5. And, of course, email in for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. Kevin Miller with a win in September that will not be forgotten. Final total, 8 wins for Kevin Miller, 7 wins for Buck Swope. And we did how many shows in September? 23,
Quite
you say?
Quite a few.
And, wow, I mean, for those guys to claim 15 of 23 wins, that just shows how well they're playing right now.
Yeah.
Will that form carry over into, Doug, as you call it, Q4 emails? Does Buck Swope start to peak toward the holidays?
Well, he may be bitter and disappointed at his loss in Q3.
I think he's going to be motivated. That's
I
just
don't know.
the
We'll
spirit
see.
of
We'll
Swope.
see what he's made of.
Does Kevin Miller rest on his laurels?
He probably should. He's not getting any younger.
It's the same email every day. Yet we vote for it.
It's the same show every day.
Now look out for
Essentially.
JV golf coach this year because I was DMing with him over the weekend, and golf season is over on Friday. So he will have time to work on his emails again
Oh,
because of no more golf season.
you slid into his DMs, bro.
No, he had something for me for Gobble Bowl, and he DM'd me, and he said, I can probably see you Friday because golf is over.
Okay. The JV golf schedule weighs heavy on his mind.
Well, you get up in the morning and you worry about, your foursomes, and, Tommy's just not following through. I'm just, you got those things on your mind. You're not really worried about an email.
I don't know if your high school golf experience was different, Iggy, but the high school golf coach set up the matches, and then that
was it. Then he would leave and go to the tavern.
That was about it. My high school varsity golf coach, one of my favorite humans ever. He listens to the show every once in a while, so shout out to you, Baz. But
Baz.
yeah, legend. He's the greatest. But he would set up the matches, and he might have played 9 behind us, but there was no. You can't coach while they're on only in between holes.
Never saw him. He brought us to the thing, and he played with the other golf coach.
Yeah,
Then he'd drive us
That's
back.
the best deal going.
it's kind of
for a
it's a
coach.
pretty sweet deal.
Yeah.
Great guy, like a incredible vibes guy, but it wasn't really for instruction.
Coach John Lauer, I remember his name.
Well, don't you think instruction should be a key part of it, especially for kids that age?
It's tough.
It's not tough. That should be the whole purpose.
Well,
of
if you're not in it's going to be tough to find high school golf coaches that all have to be like a 5 or below handicap.
Oh, they have to be. They have to have a certain.
not at all. If that were the case, there would be like 25 golf coaches for the whole state.
No, he wasn't that good. At Brentwood, I guess it's the same in all schools. Most of the time, you get a job as a coach, but you also have to teach. You have to be like in a classroom teaching.
Used to be that way. For
I think
sure.
John was a history teacher, and they just threw him in the golf as a golf coach because they needed one.
That's usually the case for public schools, is you have to also teach
Yeah.
or work in the district in some form or
But
fashion.
usually they don't throw them into that position. Usually the person wants to do it to pick up another couple $1,000s.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had the football coach and the baseball coach. He did both. They put him in a history class, and this guy was dumb as a box of rocks.
Oh my!
I don't know how you get it. We were talking about the Civil War one time. He goes, well, a lot of things back in the 1400s, he did. What? He didn't even know what the Civil War was.
Yeah.
I said, God, this is sad.
What were the dates on that?
It wasn't the 1400s.
That's as good as you can do on the Civil War.
It was early 1900s,
No,
late 1800s.
try again. You really don't know when the Civil War was?
I don't know the dates.
1861 to 1865.
That's correct,
I said late 1800s.
but it wasn't. It was 1861 to 65.
It's late.
It isn't. That'd be mid 1800s.
No, mid would be 50s. After 50s is toward the end.
I can see that this guy didn't do a great job teaching you history,
I was in his class.
but he was the baseball football coach.
So I don't know. I didn't learn much.
The hot take for the morning. Match that, 101.
Sweet Sweet Kitus wrote an incredible, but Doug, I don't know what he's referencing.
No, I don't either.
Then I didn't know the Civil War dates.
Well, that you thought there was in the 1900s.
I said early 1900s, late 1800s. I'm not a big history buff. I'm terrible. If the IQ test has anything to do with history, I lose.
Chairman Kurt, how is the IQ test looking?
I kind of thought it was dead in the water.
Yes,
Uh-oh.
so do I. I've not even thought about it.
Oh, nuts.
Well, it had some traction when it first came out, but it's like a month later. Nobody cares now.
Yeah, and I love Little Beer Cats, but I don't think he has the same jaw as the ladies would have.
Do you really love Little Beer Cats?
Not necessarily. He's fine, though.
Yeah, me against Bearcats. Little Bearcats really isn't. I'm tired of people riding my coattails.
Oh, you thought he was riding your
He
coattails.
brings
But where are
nothing-
they ascending
He
to?
brings nothing to the table.
Lipstick Glass has issued a statement with regard to how she's holding up
Okay.
for Chairman Steve in Wildwood.
How's she doing?
My clothes all still fit if that's holding up. I haven't been taking measurements. That's from Lipstick Glass.
Okay.
You tell him.
You might be the best I've ever worked with.
How about that?
All right.
Who is he saying? Was that Ariana Marie?
I
Is he-
think so.
Okay.
I think so.
He says it so declarative.
Now,
Like he's working. There's really something important going on.
at the South County Hot Shots.
Well, he's worked with Seika, too.
Yeah, I think Seika predated Ariana Marie, if I remember. Do you remember if Seika was in before with Kitten Natividad?
I don't know.
Who's no longer with us, correct?
I don't know that either.
Yeah, she passed away a few years ago. Seika's still going strong.
Not still working, is she?
No, she's one of the few that got out and stayed out.
Okay.
Watching Perfect Couple. Liev is the best. Can't stand Cruz's ex. The boobs on the bride-to-be are glorious. That's from Chairman Steve in Wildwood.
What's up? The no context texts.
Yeah.
We gotta tamp that down a little bit. You gotta give us more.
It gives at least a sentence to let us know what you're talking about.
Right. Because we don't know what the hell you're talking about.
No, we
It's
don't.
useless.
This is a series on Netflix, I believe.
It's called Perfect Couple.
Yeah, I mean,
Is
I'm
it
not
Bachelor-
watching it. You know,
Bachelor coded?
I don't know what I just know that I believe, Doug, it's Liev Schreiber and Nicole Kidman.
Oh, okay. So it's a real show. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Stephen Wildwood also issuing a statement regarding how he's holding up. To be clear, I haven't held up, but I think I could do okay in my age range. That's from Chairman Steve in Wildwood.
And his age range is
What is he, 52, I think?
50s.
Yeah.
Okay.
Early 50s.
All right. Well, that's all you can really hope for is to do okay in your age range.
I mean, I've worked with Seika.
Sure is.
Isn't Lipstick Glass the one Ken kept taking not-so-subtle pictures of during the broadcast and showing Jackson? That's from glove blogger Tom Trey.
No, I took one.
I got an interview later today, clearing me up as a creep.
I did it for Jackson. I don't really care.
You did it for someone else. He's riding your coattails now, too.
Like I have eyeballs. Like we were both in the same
I didn't know
place.
if you saw her or not. Because I thought Tim had said something. You didn't know who he was talking about.
Fair enough.
Why would I take a picture?
I
of her?
don't know. I just
Like I
don't.
care?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, Jackson, regarding Iggy's lack of knowledge on Civil War dates, stop digging Ken. Pass muster? That's from Caller Ellen.
Yeah. Yes. That was the proper context. RE, like include maybe RE. RE colon.
Right.
What you want to talk about, and then
Nice.
do your text.
I like that. You like that, Doug?
Because-
R.E. colon.
Lord knows that this show takes 6 different turns in 1 minute. So if we go on to a new topic, we might be 2, 3 topics ahead,
We could
and your
be.
text is
Right.
no longer
That's
germane.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, Chairman Kurt, first you blow off the stolen cap investee, and then the IQ challenge disappears. Not doing well. That's from Big Tuft. Chairman Kurt, your response.
I took the hat investigation as far as I could take it. I went all the way to the cameras, and there just isn't one outside the studio.
It's a cold case.
Yep, dead. I mean, I'm willing to do the IQ test, but I think we need.
No, I think you're right.
It needs a
dumb.
little sizzle.
Yes.
It sounds like what it needs is a little commitment.
I mean, to Little Beer Cat's credit, he was in all the way, so I got no beef with him. But the ladies were just a little wishy-washy.
Well, one of them lives in Colombia, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's going to make it hard.
Tough.
And I don't think she necessarily, when she thought about it a little more, I don't think she was on board with putting her face out there attached to us
Oh.
I don't blame her.
as she begins adulthood. So
Could you do it with someone else at the station, maybe? Maybe learn and
Yeah,
square
learn.
off in a IQ test?
Well, God, when was it? I don't remember. I know that 101 does a thing with the Riz Show. Football picks every Sunday. And I said, I would like to have TMA do some kind of contest, either against the Riz Show or K-She or Courtney's show, something where we have interaction and we have some kind of a contest. Never came to fruition, but... So, yeah, I would do something against Learn, but I don't know about an IQ test.
Well, what else did you have in mind?
I don't know. I didn't bring up the topic.
Oh. Okay.
And it's just a suggestion, so we really haven't put much thought into it.
Okay.
I asked her if she wanted to do a podcast. She said no.
No, she didn't like that idea. She's pretty busy as it is.
Well, that was it. She had too much going on.
Yeah. And she would have been accused of riding your coattails as well.
Yeah, maybe we have a bowling contest, us against the Riz Show.
I'm no good.
I'm not either.
And I wouldn't bowl, so.
So we have.
It's gonna make it tough, Doug. Tough.
You're on your own, Tim.
If we have a bowling competition, you wouldn't bowl.
I haven't picked up a ball in 6 years.
So what? You think the rest of us are bowling 3 nights a week?
No, but I'm sure they're not either. So wouldn't nobody'd have an advantage. It's like if we played golf against the Riz Show, and we kick their ass because I don't think any of them play golf. But if nobody bowls, then it's an even match.
If I can get her on board with the IQ test, would you do that, Iggs?
Yeah, but I don't know how much fun it would be.
Oh, I think there's some fun to be had.
Yeah, whatever you want to do.
All right, it's worth a shot. Sure it is.
Okay, pivot.
I will say.
Deep intellectual things are just my jam.
I will say that this could be a contest or another challenge. I haven't picked up a ball in 6 years. I mean, literally, I've not picked up a ball and thrown a ball in 6 years. If I took one day and just went Cave Springs lanes and I practiced for a few hours, the next day, if I rolled 3 games, I bet I could probably shoot 650.
Okay. Well, you used to bowl all the time, right?
Yeah, but still, I haven't thrown a ball in 6 years.
Well, it's not that difficult a sport, really.
Yeah, and I got the shoulder.
Oh, yeah. Gosh.
There's a lot of layers to my career.
Okay.
I was telling Biff that.
No, I think I spliced that together for Cuts of the Week.
Oh, I don't believe I'd ever tell Biff there's layers to my career. Yeah, well, some kind of challenge would be fun.
Okay.
I wanted to do one against ESPN. I think that's what I brought up. I said we could do our show against anybody from 101 ESPN. You can put a team together. We do like a Ryder Cup format.
Well, they're going to have Jay Delsing, so we're going to be in a little bit of hot water.
That's bad news.
That's one guy.
One guy who's like sick.
Oh, so what? He wins his matches. So what? We'd win the rest of them.
About that, Doug?
I don't know.
I
just don't.
There's 6 of us who could have 4-ball matches for a couple of days, and then the Sunday would be the singles finals.
You going to set that up?
No, I made the suggestion. That's all I can do.
No, you could set it up.
No, it's up to the station. If they want to do it, then they have to promote it and try and sell it and things like that.
All right.
The next day, if you rolled 3 games, I bet no one would care. That's some Chris Ravy.
Gosh.
Probably not. I don't think anybody would care when I shot, but I didn't think anybody would care if I could knock a ball 9 out of 10 from 40 yards out either, but there were 100 people behind the green watching.
Regarding these show ideas, now Stephen Wildwood's doing Jackson's suggestion, R.E. : so we know what he's talking about. R.E. : show ideas. You're wasting these fantastic ideas during the show. Email Tommy and John and then try to get something free as part of the deal. Some Chairman Steve in Wildwood.
Again, let me put an end to this.
Okay.
'Cause I'm really getting tired of it.
Right now.
I mean, I got a DM the other day talking about free stuff.
Yeah.
I did not ask for a mattress for free. I did not ask for an apartment for free. My point was that I'm going to buy a mattress, and if I move, I'm going to need a place to live. Maybe we find a place that is interested in doing some spots on the show and advertising on the show, and I move in there, or I buy a bed from there, and I can talk about it. I didn't say I wanted it for free.
Mm-hmm.
So just stop with that.
Did you ever get the free mattress? No.
I paid for it, and then I bought a pillow top on top of that.
Oh, gosh.
Eventually, I'll get this bed right.
It's not right yet? You don't have it made up?
I just can't get comfortable in it.
Oh, no.
I got no sleep last night. I got home from the concert and just couldn't sleep.
Oh.
I don't know what it is. It always feels like there's a lump right in the bed.
Well, maybe there is. Why do you have to have a mattress top on it?
Because every mattress that I've ever owned always has these designs in it. Can't you just have a flat mattress with nothing? There's always these little pockets of designs.
Well, you bought it.
And then I lay in it, and then my side goes into one of these pockets. And I'm not even. So I bought the flat top because it's a pillow top, but there's no designs in it.
Why didn't you just buy a mattress that was flat?
I can't find one.
Oh. Well, that's on
in my
John
price
Kowalski.
range. In my price range. And they all come rolled up. They're all hybrids. Can't you just buy a mattress, bring it to me, and throw it on my bed? No, you got to unroll it. And you got to wait for it to inflate.
Well, this has got you upset, I can tell.
You're getting owned right now.
I mean, mattresses, what happened to the day of just the easy mattresses? I'll take that one. Bring it over, throw it on the frame. Thank you. See ya. Nope, got to unroll it and then fit it on the bed and then wait for it to inflate. Now it's inflated all the way and one side's hanging off the other side.
Oh, no. Boy, you do have some issues.
No, it's just a mattress.
But you can't get comfortable.
Some nights it's perfect.
No.
Some nights it's not.
No.
That's what a pillow top is supposed to conform to your sleeping habits, and then it stays like that.
But this one's not working out that
It's
way.
not listening to me.
No. Gosh. Whew. I don't know what to tell you.
Tell him about Munganess. So that's Jamie Burkhardt.
Yeah. You won't have any problems like that with Munganess.
Nah, you
If he
won't.
sold mattresses, it'd be a perfect mattress.
No,
would be.
anything he would do. StLouisAcura.com, AltonToyota.com, sponsor the 7 o'clock hour. It's Jamie Burkhardt, it's Peter Munganast, and in the service department, it's Ryan Seiberg. Can't say enough good things about him, the official automotive provider of TMA and the Tim McKernan Show podcast. And you also know that they are the presenting sponsor of Balloon Party on 101 ESPN. It's Munganast, St. Louis Acura, Munganast, Burkhardt, Alton Toyota. Whether you're getting a new car or pre-owned car, or you need to get your car serviced, go to StLouisAcura.com or AltonToyota.com. Sponsor of our 7 o'clock hour, it's Munganast. Doug, you know anything about our title sponsor?
I do. That would be Brown and Crouppen. If you want justice, if you need justice, Brown and Crouppen is where you go. If you've been injured due to someone else's negligence, Brown and Crouppen is a law firm that you need to know about. Maybe you do. They've been around a while, been around since 1979 in St. Louis. And they've grown to become one of the largest personal injury firms in the Midwest with more than 250 legal professionals now. They're ready to serve you. If you think you have a personal injury case, here's what you do. You call Brown and Crouppen at 314-222-2222, or you go to brownandcrouppen.com and you tell them about your case. They'll give you a free evaluation over the phone. You can come in if you'd like. They do work on a contingency basis. That means there is no upfront cost to you. If you don't get paid, they don't get paid. They get paid a lot. They won more than $1 billion in compensation for their clients. They know how the local legal system works very well. They know the other lawyers. They know the judges. They know the courts in this area. When you've got a real problem, you want a law firm that is steeped in local tradition and knows their way around the courts here at Brown & Crouppen. Justice is their business. So give them a call at 314-222-2222, or you go to brownandcrouppen.com and make sure you let them know you heard about it. Here on TMA, the choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertising. Past results are no guarantee of future results, and every case is different and must be judged on its own accord.
If you're feeling like you've lost your edge, if your energy, focus, or drive is not what it used to be, it's time to get back on track with Mentality Health, your local experts in testosterone replacement therapy. Visit Mentality today at lowtusa.com. That's lowtusa.com. Symptoms of low testosterone are fatigue and low energy, weight gain and muscle loss, and mood swings and irritability. Mentality can help you out. Visit Mentality today at lowtusa.com. That's lowtusa.com. Is belly fat and a lack of muscle tone holding you back? What used to be easy to maintain might be harder now, but Mentality can help. Just check them out. Get tested on your testosterone levels and, importantly, your free testosterone levels. When you go to Mentality, start off by going to lowtusa.com. Send your emails in for our design, air, heating, and cooling email. It comes your way in about 2 hours and 4 minutes. JV golf coach claiming the first win for the month of October with his victory yesterday, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Mark Hanna in studio, along with Jeremy Rutherford for his first appearance as the Blues are 6 days away from dropping the puck in Seattle against the Kraken at 1 p.m. Pacific time.
All right.
Doug, you nervous about this Kraken bunch?
A little bit.
You like their sweaters, though, eh?
I don't mind their sweaters. It should never touch the floor. I'm excited about the Blues season. I always am. I don't know if I can watch Tuesday afternoon. I'll try.
Nice show prep ass.
You know, I just got called an ass.
It's on ESPN. He's at Access.
Yeah. Well, I could watch it anywhere because I have Spectrum. How do you like me now? Am I an ass now? Yeah, they haven't done great this preseason yet.
1-4. Drew Bannister's flustered.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know that they added a whole lot of offensive firepower in the offseason, but
Jackson, you're pissed that
we shall
Dvorsky
see.
isn't going to be up with the big boys, eh?
Yeah, where's Dalivor?
Dalivore.
Is it Dalivore or Dalibor? I've said Dalibor, and people are like, it's Dalivore. And I say Dalivore, and now I'm...
That can be our first question for Jimmy Rutherford.
Okay. Let's get into pronunciation.
Let's go through pronunciation of each player's name.
Yeah, just to make sure.
Okay.
Is Jimmy Snuggerud going to be on the club?
I don't think
Nice.
so.
There's our second question.
I don't think so. I think he's going back for another year of schooling.
Okay. Oh, yeah, right. I was thinking of Dvorsky. The guy I like is Jake Neighbors.
Oh, yeah.
Now, that's a player.
Doug, you think he's a guy who might have a letter on his sweater someday, eh?
A heavy sweater?
He might be the best player they have on the team right now. The best offensive player he could be. He was close to it last year, and he's just a fuzzy-cheeked youngster.
Nice, man. I like the way we're breaking this club down.
A lot of young talent on the Blue Note.
Yeah, some young talent, some not so young.
And some not so talented.
Oh,
man. Oh, man.
well, you threw a wet blanket on that. We almost had this club in the final.
Doug, if you're interested, and I know you're not, the Blues odds to win the Chalice plus 6,600.
Jesus.
They have the exact same chances as their opponents next Tuesday at 1 p.m., the Seattle Kraken, and the Utah Hockey Club, UHC.
Well, not a lot is expected from the Utah Hockey Club. I thought they would go out and get some more offensive players. Somebody who can put the old biscuit in the basket. But
Can they afford them?
I don't think that they did that.
Well, VGK went to the Cup final in their first year, if I'm not mistaken. So do you think there's like a correction with the NHL on...
No,
I guess
I'm
that was
talking
an
about the
expansion
Blues.
team.
I don't think the Blues added enough.
Jackson's trying to
offensive
break
firepower.
down Utah,
Oh, I thought we were talking about Utah. RE.
but
I
Utah
thought-
is not an expansion team.
Right. They
No,
just
they're
moved.
not.
My apologies.
Okay.
Jackson would like to withdraw
Yeah, I got
what
it.
I thought was a wonderful question, because people are buzzing about their sweaters being Carolina blue,
I like
Okay.
it.
You also like WPG.
wins per game.
Like their logo, don't love their sweater.
It's not really a sweater, though. It's just a jersey.
That's what
Tell
people
that to Jamie Rivers.
call it a sweater. I mean, it is kind of a...
Did Bobby Hull go there after Chicago?
I think the Winnipeg Jets, yeah. In the WHA.
Yeah, I think so.
I think Gordie Howe even played a little bit in the WHA. Did.
Good morning. We suck at all professional sports. Thanks. That's the total package.
Well,
Currently.
Right now they do.
why do you hate the Battlehawks?
Nice.
Yeah.
He said professional sports.
That's very much a pro team.
Yeah. So they're the saving grace.
Mm-hmm.
Real football starts in January.
I mean, it's really been an incredibly poor run here lately from what we've been used to.
Yeah.
For the Blues not being a playoff team and the Cardinals not being a playoff team, and now City has fallen from first place to, next to last? Close to it. Battlehawks are the saving grace of this city.
And how many games have you been to?
I haven't been to. Well, I did go to one game their first year.
Enjoy it?
Battlehawks. Yeah. It was the last one they played before COVID knocked it out.
How much of that Crocky money did they spend on the new turf?
I don't have that answer for you.
Did they wasted a bunch of money to put down turf for the Battlehawks? Because what else would they use it for?
Well, I don't know. I think it's used for a few other games, isn't it?
What?
I don't have the entire schedule for you.
Well,
But if you're going to be a viable stadium, you got to keep it up a little bit.
It's not a viable stadium for the Battlehawks. That's it. It's a waste of money.
Well, so what do you want done with it?
Tear it down.
And how would that stop
Well,
wasting
once
money?
this league folds, tear it down.
And do what?
I don't know.
So you'd rather have an empty lot than a dome stadium?
Build something.
Like what?
I don't know, but it's a waste of money.
Well, it is also a convention center.
Yeah, we got a lot of conventions in there.
They do have some concerts in there. They do have some motocross events and some rodeos and things like that in there from time to time.
Ass rodeos. What?
Yeah.
Okay, Gaslight Girl Boss Gatekeep.
I don't dispute the fact that it's sucking a lot of money out of the city coffers. It's a nice word.
Yeah, it is.
But I think it's still probably better off having it than not having it.
I don't know. I don't think they do enough events there to pay for its upkeep.
Well, they probably don't right now. It's a difficult problem to find a good solution for. But I'm not sure the solution is just to bulldoze it just yet.
Just build a little city, a little town with 5 or 6 shops, a little mom and pop store there. Maybe
Who would
a
open a
nightclub.
mom and pop store there?
Heavy investors?
You build your own little city, have your own police force.
Well, it's within the city. It's within the city of St. Louis.
Start a new city.
All within the confines of the dome.
It's big
It's a
enough
small
for a little,
town.
Big enough for a little city. That's what I'm saying. A nice little
John
quaint
Cougar
city.
Mellencamp.
That would cost way more than the turf costs at the dome.
Not if an investor bought it, named the city after him, and made his own little city.
It's already
Like
in the city.
Mayberry
It's part
RFP.
of the city of St. Louis.
So what? You can buy that area and just call it your own little city. You build your own little things there.
It might be more like a neighborhood than a city.
Yeah.
And who's going to want to do that? Who's going to want to put a mom and pop store right there?
I don't know. But if you invested yourself, hire your own police force, make sure it's safe. Now you have a part of downtown that's safe. If every little area did that, it'd be like all little neighborhoods in downtown.
Uh-huh. And paint them these vibrant colors like on Miami.
Pastels.
I would, but it's up to them.
Yeah.
It's their city.
You don't get that call? Okay.
Nice little picket fences around all the cities and police officers just twirling their little batons. Morning.
Mm-hmm.
No crime down there.
You sure you don't have a lot of experience in urban planning?
Not at all. Just a suggestion.
Yeah. Well, that's something you might be able to do in the outskirts of St. Louis somewhere.
Why not
Gonna
do it
really-
inside the city?
Because the city is seen as very dangerous. People don't go shopping in the city.
But there's no
They had
names for
they had a
these.
giant mall in the city and nobody went.
There's no names for these cities.
They went to the fudgery.
Downtown, I mean, you have Brentwood, Jennings, Eureka. They all have little names.
St. Louis
Downtown
City.
is just downtown.
It's the city
So
of
you
St.
break
Louis.
it up and start naming it other little neighborhoods.
Well, there are neighborhoods in St. Louis. There's the Hill and places
I'm
like
talking
that.
about downtown for itself. That's a dangerous area, downtown. Nobody goes there anymore.
Right.
Well, if you break it down and start selling off parcels of the land to people to buy and build your own little town, all downtown would be little bitty neighborhoods.
Okay. Well, people aren't going to invest their millions unless they think there's going to be some money coming back to them. And obviously, right now, there aren't a whole lot of businesses who think that's a good place to invest.
But if you had your own little city, your own little neighborhood, and you had your own little shops, people would come. Hey, we opened a new restaurant. We got a new store here, a new clothing
They had
store.
great restaurants downtown. People stopped going. That's why
Max
they
and
left.
Irma's.
That's because it was just one big area. There wasn't enough police force down there, not enough lighting down there. If they all became their own little neighborhoods and everybody chipped in and owned it, put your own little stores in there, your own restaurants, mom and pop.
Like the Hill.
Yes. Crime would go down, people would make money, have your own little neighborhoods.
What was Max and Irma's?
There's a little restaurant there by Channel 4.
That's right. That's why I always bring it up.
Was
I
it-
would go in there.
Was it like a real home style?
You know where the Drury Inn is right there?
Yeah.
It was kind of on the back end of that.
Okay.
That's right.
was
On the
kind of
west
the-
side of the building at 1 Memorial Drive.
Was that popular jaunt for you guys?
Not so much just convenient. If you were desperate and you only had 5 minutes to go get something, you could go over there.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Okay. It was okay, yeah.
Max and Irma's.
It was kind of like a restaurant that served a hotel.
Got it. And when did that close?
There's been 2 or 3 different restaurants in there over the years. I assume it's closed now. I'm not sure about that.
Why do you assume it's closed?
Well, almost everything else is. It's really sad.
Similar to Frank Russo's.
What now?
Similar to Frank Russo's.
Like,
I don't know what that means.
Isn't it
You
So
had
much
an RE before that?
isn't it a famous
yeah, please are.
famous steakhouse in Los Angeles, isn't it?
I don't know. Are you saying like Frank Russo's?
I think it's Frank and Russo's, I think.
Oh,
Where?
that's
Max and Irma's, Frank and Russo's.
no Musso and Frank's.
But this is
That's
in
the
Los
famous.
Angeles?
That's the famous L.A. That's where Al Pacino and Leonardo DiCaprio have a very good conversation in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a real restaurant. It's still around today.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there
Is
aren't
this
many
Lexington Steel?
I don't know who it is, Frank.
I'm taking the show so far off the rails, it's not even funny.
Swing Haven board member says, guys, regarding Iggy, this city sounds a lot like Newtown. Swing, baby, swing. That's from Swing Haven board member. And I see he texted in, I guess, yesterday, and I didn't see it. Boys, Mrs. Swing Haven board member has gone to 2 Taylor Swift concerts, and she sleeps with women. Beer Bitch is on to something. That's from Swing Haven board member. So Mrs. Swing Haven board member goes to Taylor Swift concerts to sleep with women.
And it works like that?
Well, she was saying that the European versions
Would be even more sapphic.
are the
hotbed of Sapphos?
Yeah, like the pinnacle of Sapphos.
She seems to do a lot of stuff by herself, doesn't she?
Who, Ball and Beer Bitch?
No, the
Swing Haven board member's wife.
made-believe wife.
And so you go to this Taylor Swift concert and you just start hitting on the people sitting around you?
Guess so. I guess that's the move.
I guess you just kind of start dancing and see who else is moving their feet a little bit, and maybe you come close together. Maybe you've had a couple of shots.
Yeah, key bumps.
Yeah, maybe that too. And next thing you know, you're dancing on another lady, and what starts as just playful,
Yep.
it turns into a real dalliance.
Yep, trib, sugar.
Now, when they had the NCAA women's basketball Final Four here, that appeared to be a hotbed of Sapphos.
Was that right?
Yeah.
Nia Ivey got the win, right? Now she coaches the Fighting Irish. It's fun, full
It's
circle.
Good times. You know.
Did Muffin McGraw retire?
Muffin Spencer Devlin.
I thought she was the coach in everything.
Good morning. I blame Gangster Pete for the city's troubles. That's from the total package.
Mm-hmm. We wouldn't pick up the trash.
They got a big shout out to Pete for the logo that you see everywhere around
You better believe it. That was Gangster Pete design.
He designed that.
Outstanding.
And I have not seen him since the day he left.
Is that right?
No, not one.
Not in I haven't seen him. Maybe I have seen him in Columbia. I've seen him on the Pick Six podcast.
That's right.
But I don't know if
With
I've...
G-Unit, who is anonymous.
Fella had a wet jumper.
Now everybody's stealing that logo. Barstool Sports stole that logo.
Well, we kind of stole
Ozark stole that logo.
They stole it from us.
They stole it from us.
Go look at it.
Was it possible that ours is similar to theirs and theirs was first?
I don't believe so.
Okay. Well, now I'm feeling better about ourselves.
Our logo was definitely before Ozark came out.
And you really think the producers of Ozark looked at our logo and said, let's copy that?
They were in Missouri,
Shot in Atlanta.
and then found out they weren't going to get any tax breaks, so they went to Atlanta. But they probably listened to the show when they were in the area.
You think so?
When did we debut the logo?
Doug, what you were...
I don't know the years.
I don't know, 6 years ago? 7 years
So
ago?
you really think the Ozark people stole our logo?
No, I don't. But they look the same.
Do they? Okay.
I doubt they were listening to their show when they were looking at the Ozarks and then found out no tax breaks. Well, I guess we'll just go to Atlanta, do a couple flybys, and just use some B-roll.
Right. Except they didn't use B-roll. It's an antiquated film term.
What's that called when they just keep using the shot over and over? Like in the Ozarks when they go back to...
Stock footage or...
B-roll.
It's not B-roll.
I thought it was B-roll.
Be an establishing shot.
Yeah.
Show the audience where you are.
When you're not really there at all.
A Baldwin Beer Bitch, who I guess is going to have an acceptance speech of her Milagro Tequila Listener of the Month for September at some point regarding the Eras tour, Taylor Swift's tour, and the lesbianism. She says it all starts to transpire during the folklore set. Once she starts singing August in her flowy gown, everyone starts losing their inhibition.
Oh, gosh.
Is that true? That's when it goes down.
Folklore set?
The folklore set at a Taylor
Girl on
Swift
girl,
concert.
whatever. That's hot.
Oh.
Yeah, like the dirty. I wonder how they pick the little girl to sit in the front and get the hat. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Every concert, there's like a whole portion of in front that's nobody's there but a little girl. And then the dancers and Taylor Swift, they do this one song, they She comes right up to him, gives him a hug, takes off that black derby she wears, gives it to the little girl, gives another hug, and then waves to her bye-bye. There's always one girl picked. I'm just curious how they picked
Probably somebody's daughter with a connection.
I don't know. I think my niece is going to one in Kansas City and bringing my great niece. I was just curious how they get picked. I like that.
You would like them to be down front.
I'd like my great niece to be there and get the hat.
Right.
I don't know how they picked the girl.
Probably someone with a connection.
I don't know. If anybody knows, let me know.
Okay.
I used to have a connection.
With who?
Her management people. We had one of our girls from the Megan Meyer Foundation that we used to kind of tell her story about being bullied. She was a huge Taylor Swift fan. And she even started playing the guitar because she loved Taylor Swift. And I reached out to her people to see if we could get something autographed for her birthday. And they sent an autographed picture. And her mom, on her birthday, gave it to her, and she opened it up and started crying.
Oh,
And then they brought her backstage when she was in St. Louis the last time.
what a treat.
But that was for a special occasion. I wouldn't use that to, hey, I need to get my niece up there to get a hat.
No. Because you and Taylor are probably pretty tight.
Never met her.
Oh.
Never talked to her.
It's Gaga that you're tight with.
Met her once.
Well, but you do have some connections.
To her foundation, not to her.
Okay.
I mean, I know her makeup artist.
Well, sure. We've had her on.
As well.
Pirates with the sex scene with Janine and Jesse is maybe one of the best lesbian scenes of all time.
I don't know how that ties into Taylor Swift.
Doesn't have to tie into anything, really. Oh. Okay.
I think the sciatica is better.
Yours or hers?
Hers.
You have sciatica?
No, she did.
I thought it acts up in the winter. That was the issue. That she couldn't call in until the springtime.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't call in. Well, you just texted me to tell me you can't call in. I guess the phone's working.
No, we're talking about Janine here, right?
Janine
Not Taylor.
Lindenmulder.
Taylor Swift does not have sciatica.
I don't believe so.
Yeah, we can't confirm that.
No.
I don't know for sure.
It's usually an older person affliction.
How old is Janine now? 50, what do you think, 50?
I don't
I
know.
say 54.
I was going to go 51, but I think you're probably right.
Okay,
Janine
I'll
Lindenmulder,
go-
age.
I'll go
I
55.
don't even know how to spell
Your
that.
price is right at him.
Mm-hmm.
55.
Nice, Doug, you won.
Yeah. Nailed it.
That's awesome.
Jeremy, you having a treat?
Mm-hmm.
What
What are you having, boy?
Smart Pop.
Ooh.
It's good.
Is that a Pop-Tart?
Popcorn.
I didn't bring a Bear Bells.
Oh, you don't have any? Oh, man, I got about 20 in my bag. If you need one, I'll be happy to hook you up.
You keep that thing on you?
Damn right.
I had a new one the other day that I'm just
What flavor you have, boy? Jackson hates the birthday cake flavor.
cookies and caramel.
Oh, yeah, I think I have that.
I hadn't had that yet. It
How's
might
it treat your mouth?
it might be my new fave. Those things have something's up.
You don't believe the nutrients that they publish, and you think they're in with the FDA?
It's just so damn good.
Might be a
It's like
seed-
rating candy bars, except it's healthy.
Yeah, it might be a seed oil thing.
You think it's a seed oil thing?
There's something. Some can't taste that good with those numbers.
I just can't believe how bad the birthday cake is, though.
Oh, you don't like the birthday cake either.
Terrible. I didn't even finish it.
Doug, have you had the birthday cake
No,
bear belt?
no, I haven't.
It's a dental nightmare. It'll slice your teeth up.
Well, it's hard. It's
It's like
eating
shards of
glass.
Shardy.
it's like shards of sprinkles in there.
Oh.
It's no good. Back to the drawing board. If I was up
Yeah.
a commissioner of Bear Bells there,
Okay.
Can't bat 1,000.
no.
Guys, 20 bear bells are like $1,000. Thanks. That's from the airplane's icebox.
Protein bars are expensive. If you buy them a la carte, if you get them in a box,
Mm-hmm.
obviously buy in bulk.
I get some at Sam's that are very tasty.
But if they're meal replacement bars, and Bear Bells, I wouldn't consider that. But if they're meal replacement, I mean, it's like buying a full meal. You know, it's going to cost you some money.
They need to be a sponsor for as much as we talk about them.
Well, they sure do. Yeah,
good
and we're all-
tastings, though.
We're all bodybuilders.
Yeah, we're all hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a hell of a figure there, Doug.
Maybe email John. We'll get a bunch of free boxes.
Nice.
Yeah. By all means, email him. Can we get some free food up in here?
I don't eat protein bars.
You guys hear that rattling noise? It's the Strode man shaking with jealousy as Mr. Tim and the rest of the day has discussed protein bars. He's definitely plotting his next hijacking as we speak. Doug, that's coming from Colts camp and Joe Flacco's team.
Okay.
Why does every one of your texts have to do with me?
Yeah.
I mean, that one made no sense.
You're living in his head rent-free.
I'm shaking in my boots because they're talking protein bars. That makes absolutely no sense whatsoever.
Why would you shake like that?
Well, I mean, you know, if you yeah, that was me. I mean, every day. It doesn't matter what happens. He just throws something and throws my name on it.
You've had enough.
Well, let's see. They were talking about protein bars. Get Iggy in there. Strode shaking his boots because they're talking about protein bars. I mean, it's just stupid.
But oh, these guys suck. Begging for food already.
Chuckles. It's 8:08 in St. Louis. Mark Hanna and Jeremy Rutherford, their first appearance in the 2024-2025 campaign. And to celebrate the 6th anniversary of the Chalice in June of 2019, the Chalice is going to make an appearance in St. Louis as the Blues take on the Rangers to win the Stanley Cup in 2025. It's going to be fun.
Is that right?
Yep, it's going to be fun.
Well, that'd be fun. It would be good times.
So keep an eye on that. And yeah, it'll be considered a stunning upset because they're plus 6,600 to win the Chalice. Missouri plus 4,500 to win the national championship. Plus 1,700 to win the SEC.
Who's the favorite to win the Chalice?
Toronto?
I was crowdsourcing there.
Nothing wrong with it, but I happen to have the knowledge in front of me. You think Toronto, Doug?
Florida, maybe?
Leafs season? I'm going to go Leafs.
I think I'm going to go with Florida, but maybe it's a Western Conference team.
It's Boston.
I like Florida. That's where I am. I can't. Edmonton. God, I missed that. That was that was a 2-foot putt.
Gosh.
Edmonton's plus 550. Florida's plus 1,100. Son of a bitch.
Well, they'll be hungry up there in Edmonton.
Well, Draisaitl extension.
Yeah.
Jackson's guy, Draisaitl.
I like Leon Draisaitl.
Why?
The Rangers are plus 1,400.
He's a hockey player I know. Those are few and far between.
His name looks kind of funny, and you know how to pronounce it, so it kind of makes you feel like you know what you're talking about.
It kind of looks like dreidel, and it reminds me of Hanukkah. It's one of my favorite times of the year.
All right.
So, yeah, it makes me feel comfortable.
And tomorrow starts Rosh Hashanah?
Tonight.
Tonight?
Yeah. Shana Tova to you and yours.
And what do you do for that?
Eat and be merry. Hang out with the family. It's great. Love Rosh Hashanah. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. All right. The Bear Bells are very tasty, but there's some things in them that are not healthy. It's from Nilly Willy.
Yeah, I'm sure. Whenever something tastes sweet and there's no sugar in it, you know something's up. You know they're putting, it was like aspartame is a thing in like Diet Coke that makes it sweeter.
Saccharin.
Anytime you see something like that, like if it's sweet, no sugar, something's up. Usually.
I put the ingredient list into ChatGPT and asked if any of it was unhealthy. Here's what it said. Potentially unhealthy ingredients: maltitol and sucralose. Sweeteners. These sugar substitutes are low in calories, but maltitol can cause digestive issues like bloating and gas in some people. Sucralose is a controversial artificial sweetener. Some studies suggest it's safe in moderation, while others claim it may affect gut health over time.
Okay.
Polydextrose, a synthetic fiber that's generally safe but can cause digestive discomfort if consumed in large amounts. Soy protein isolate. Some people avoid soy due to concerns about estrogenic effects or possible GMOs. But these concerns are mostly relevant if soy is consumed in excess. Additives and processed ingredients.
Okay, that's enough!
So am I going to grow breasts?
That's from Mr. Licks.
If I eat more of these, I'm going to grow breasts?
Yeah, you got a nice set of knockers, fella.
Worth it.
I ate so many protein bars, now I have boobs. Mm-hmm. That's going to be tough.
Guys, let's say the Stars and Blues tie for the final playoff spot, but the Stars lost to City SC and the Blues had big wins against Parkway West and Manchester United. Who gets in? That's from Larry Thornton, Doug.
Blues?
Yeah.
Because they've proven they can do it against other teams and other sports.
I think we can move on from that, Thornton. My God, I asked one hypothetical question, and you turned it into everything.
I don't need no cream and sugar because I got you, baby. That's from Sweet Sweet Kai.
Well, if every food's got something bad, what's the perfect food to eat? I mean, can you eat avocados all day long and
Water,
apples and
water, chicken, and broccoli.
well, chicken's high
I
in
have
cholesterol.
I have a lot of the first two.
Chicken's very high in cholesterol.
Yeah.
Shot full of growth hormones now.
How about
Probably
just,
salmon. Salmon.
Oh, trout, it's terrific.
Yeah.
how about greens? Just eat vegetables. Just
Producer Joe doesn't eat green things.
things you grow yourself.
And yet skinny as all hell.
Yeah, with
Eat
an
some
ankle tap.
kale.
I think he got it lasered off, though. Did you get it lasered off?
I don't know. He was talking about
Spinach.
it.
Gotta get protein too, though.
No.
Broccoli's supposed to be pretty good for you.
It is, but you gotta. It's all about balance.
Stephen Wildwood has issued a statement. It's regarding health. I eat and drink whatever the F I want. It's going to get me at some point, but oh well. It's Stephen Wildwood.
Yeah. That's how most Americans feel. If you just walk around and look, you'll see that most Americans feel the same way.
What are you trying to say?
Yeah, what are you?
I'll eat whatever the hell I want to eat, and it'll catch up with me at some time. That's it.
Stupid question, Doug. Ass is obviously the perfect food to eat. That's from John Lithgow's Harry Henderson.
Oh,
I'm sure there's some fat in that as well.
cellulite.
But there is nothing like seeing the media eat.
You know, human garbage.
I eat nothing but red meat and potatoes because I'm a man. That's from Doug's prison wallet, and he monitors all the TMA social media for
Well,
us.
that'll get you. That'll get you sooner or later. Although potatoes, if you don't put butter and sour cream and everything on there, they're not that fattening, really. Sweet potatoes are very good for you.
French fries are too.
French fries are not.
Ooh.
Yikes.
No.
My fries have sexy yield, by the way.
What about a baked sweet potato French fry?
I think that'd be much healthier than a fried French fry, of course.
I don't mind a sweet potato fry.
No, they're good.
No, I don't mind it. I don't mind it. It's not my choice, but I don't mind it.
It would never be my first choice, but if that's all I have, I'll enjoy it.
I'll shoot my Ozempic and wear my CPAP while I enter Sweet Sweet Kai. He loves a bear. That's from the recovering alcoholic from
Gosh.
Belleville and Webster
Gotta
Grove.
keep the CPAP on.
Wouldn't that be alarming to be sodomized by a heavier gentleman while he wears a CPAP?
Very much so. You know.
But we're
Even-
kink shaming then?
I am.
Can you wear it when you're not trying to go to bed? Like, with being active and wearing the CPAP?
If you carry the machine around with you on your hip, I guess. Although it's got to get plugged in. You have to have.
So he's got to be plugged in while he enters
extension cord.
Kai?
Yeah.
Damn.
How about there's a CPAT kink?
CPAT.
The pack or pat?
Either.
CPAP.
Right. Letter C.
Pap?
Nurse.
Yes.
CPAP?
Yes.
How about there's a CPAP kink where both people have a CPAP on and have sex?
I
Oh, man.
doubt it.
It'd be like banging Darth Vader.
Yeah, I
Maybe
kind
that's
of
their
doubt
kink.
it.
We have
Star
sexy.
Wars
We
kink.
have sexy Chewbacca who wants to mouthify you.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh.
I'm going to type that in. I'll guarantee there's a CPAP kink.
You can't guarantee that.
Tim, I'm headed to Westchester this evening. Have you ever dined? If you haven't, I'll share the menu so I can gain your approval. That's from Mr. 63011. He has a fast golf cart.
Is there a restaurant called Westchester, or is he talking about Westchester, New York?
Westchester County. I don't know.
Because I don't know a restaurant in
been.
St. Louis
I haven't
named
been.
Westchester. I'm going to look it up.
No, I know. There's a
Oh, yeah.
Westchester grade school.
There is a Westchester restaurant bar in Chesterfield.
Oh, good.
And what do they serve, boy?
Happy hour food, and it has Wi-Fi, so it's a W.
They do have Wi-Fi there.
Eclectic cuisine.
Oh,
Let's take a look at the old menu.
Okay.
Food menu. Looks like they got fire roasted carrots, pan roasted scallops, Brussels sprouts, chicken wing.
Brussies.
A chicken wing.
Tell me about their wings, boy.
It says smoked and fried buffalo sauce. Smoked and fried pork belly. Crab fries. That sounds good.
Crab fries.
never heard of that.
It's a big thing in the Northeast.
What's a crab fry?
Well, in the Northeast, like when I would go to a Trenton Thunder game, the AAA affiliate of the Yanks, I would get the crab fries. They're just fries with the Old Bay seasoning. Really good. But these crab fries have actual crab on them.
Oh.
And it's duck fat truffle fries.
Oh,
Ah.
duck
Bathe
fat.
me in your duck fat.
This looks like a great
Why would
menu.
you want to eat duck fat?
Maybe we should go there with Mr. 6311.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Where is this place?
Chesterfield.
Where?
It's a small municipality. You can find it.
It isn't small.
I know the chef. He's really good.
Oh, wow.
You really?
Mm-hmm.
Is it on Clarkson? That area?
I don't know where it's at. I
Almost
just know the
everything's
guy.
in Clarkson.
Westchester is full of Chesterfield MILFs. And second marriage dads looking to partake. Solid spot. That's from Mr. 10,000.
It's off Long Road.
Oh,
Second marriage dads
okay.
looking to partake. So these MILFs, are they having affairs, or are they also off of a divorce?
And are these second marriage husbands now running it back? And
Yeah, they're running it back, and they're looking to...
trying for the old trifecta?
Yeah.
So it's kind of close to the airport?
And they do it all over these crab fries.
Yeah.
Can't find a good duck in the city.
Well, how hard have you looked?
Whenever I go out to dinner, I look for duck. I take that back. Last time I was at Olive and Oak, I had duck.
Okay. How do you know if it's going to be good or bad unless you eat it?
You don't.
So how do you know you can't find a good one then?
Well, I can't find duck on a menu when I go out to dinner. Most places don't carry duck.
Go give us a Slurpee because they were trying hard.
Why do we need to be eating ducks?
I love duck.
There's the answer.
Why don't you just get chicken?
It's not the same.
Mr. Lick says Mr. 10,000 has seen a lot of hot stepdads at Wendy's, too.
Wendy's?
Where's Wendy's?
I don't know.
Is that Westchester?
I'm
Or
sure.
Wendy's.
Just don't know.
I'm sure some Hoosier restaurant.
It's Wendy's.
Mr. 10,000 says the MILFs are usually together, maybe a precursor to a night of passion. The dads, oh, the dads. It's Mr. 10,000.
So are they just there for the view?
I don't know.
What's going
At
on?
Westchester?
Yeah.
This is a whole scene.
Okay.
It goes back
sounds
to the
like it.
infidelity theory that's running rampant in our audience.
Right. And it's right there off Long Road.
Yeah, that's a hotbed of infidelity?
I guess you get off
It's like a Nashville bachelorette party?
you get off Highway 40 there, right by just past the factory.
That's correct.
And then you make
And that's
a
where
left,
the dads are?
left on the Long Road. And there's a couple strip malls there on the right side.
Yeah, it looks like it's by a Weiss Busters.
That doesn't help much.
Past Top Golf?
Yep.
Yeah. Almost to that other outlet mall. But before you get to there, you get off on Long
Maybe
Road.
I'll go out there if they have duck.
Well, there is a restaurant called Wendy's.
Mm-hmm.
American Kitchen. Burgers, sandwiches, and wings.
Okay.
Wendy's is the village bar of Chesterfield. It's from the 314.
Okay.
Guess we could hang out there.
But they got a Shake Shack. And that's where
They've
where it
got
goes down.
everything in Chesterfield.
Why don't we move there?
Well, I may. I may someday. But that area where the nation's longest strip mall,
Right.
they've got virtually every franchise fast food restaurant you could think of.
Yeah.
You wonder how they all stay busy.
Fats?
I guess it's fats aplenty.
Local fats?
Still, you need a lot of local fats to fill up all those restaurants.
Well, everyone got to eat.
I know.
Fats and thins alike.
Amen.
There has to be close to 50 some odd restaurants right there within a square mile.
Wendy's is solid, too. Lots of St. Charles dads stopping by on their way out west.
The
That's Mr.
dads,
10,000.
oh, the dads.
Stopping by. Like it's Carson City, Nevada. They had that for the gold rush.
Like you're on your way home, but no, I got to stop by here and just kind of walk around the restaurant for a while.
You gotta stop. You ever
And then
done
get
that?
back. No.
That seems like
Hot
a
lap. It's called the hot lap.
Well, no, like the stopping off for one on your way home. Like long day at work, and you got to stop off for like
No.
one drink at the
I feel
bar.
like Paul Newman did that in The Verdict.
Yeah. Well,
Other than that, I haven't seen it.
That wasn't just stopping off. You might have slept in that damn bar.
I think that was like
Bushmills.
that was my parents' era where they did that sometimes.
Yeah, that's like it seems like an
Come
old
home,
school
have
thing.
Have a drink.
How about this, Doug? It's true. The BP McDonald's on Long Road is the envy of the Glory Hole community. It's the envy of the Glory Hole.
I've been in that McDonald's. I
you
didn't
guys-
see a glory hole.
Did you use the bathroom?
I don't remember.
I wouldn't think you'd use a bathroom anywhere outside of your house.
Well, I do frequently.
If you go to McDonald's for food, all of a sudden you got to go to the bathroom.
Well,
When was the last time you were inside?
Not number two.
How
Number one.
Oh, scat.
I would venture to guess you've never been in a McDonald's bathroom.
Oh boy, you couldn't
I'm gonna short that.
Yeah, I think
possibly
so, yes.
be more wrong about that. I'm drinking water and tea all day long. I'm always running in and out of the bathrooms. Not to go number two. That you save for home.
It's not locals going to Chesterfield. It's the Safe Charles fatties who can't afford to shop at West County Mall. It's from Doug's prison wallet, and he covers the TMA social media for us.
What at West County Mall would be like too expensive for the average American?
I don't know.
It's just a normal mall.
And for St. Charles, you'd tack on another 20, 25 minutes to your drive.
Yeah.
Doug's Prison Wall, you'll have to call.
We're actually going to discuss that comment.
4 TMA.
Well, I just feel like
Collier and Thompson phone lines.
if it was Frontenac, I'd understand.
Oh,
Like,
sure.
There's like one store in there that's like not affordable and even be right. But
Is that where you hung out as a kid, Frontenac Mall?
No,
The dude?
I never. The only time I would go to Frontenac Mall is to see a moving picture.
Oh, that's,
you like
that's
that,
like
Doug?
the worst theater in town.
The actual theater itself, I agree with you, but the movies they show are great.
You like
Art house
You
pictures.
like an art house picture?
Independent stuff. They show stuff that you won't necessarily get. But now some of the bigger chain theaters are showing some of that stuff, which is great.
Their chairs are the worst in town.
Yeah, I watched The Irishman there, 3.5 hours, and
Oh,
the guy behind me
gosh.
had an oxygen tank.
Oh, that's incredible.
Could you hear it?
Oh, yeah, that's all I heard. It was like De Niro was sitting behind me.
Did you think about moving?
I had to, eventually.
Give me a good theater, Jackson, 'cause I think I'm going to go see The Joker Friday.
I go to the Esquire a lot. I like the Alamo Draft House, the Foundry. It's really cool. Ronnie's is always great. AMC 12 right down the road here is great. Can't go wrong. I heard that movie's a mess, though.
Yeah, I'm just going for Gaga.
I hear that.
Oh, no.
I'm hearing Academy buzz
No shot.
What? Where are you hearing buzz?
from all of her fans.
Yeah, the little monster community.
Although
Monster community.
I keep seeing maybe it's just the company that's putting it out, but it said best movie of the year.
Yeah, according to
That
Yeah,
would be
I don't know,
unusual
according to
Universal Studios.
for the people that make the movie to claim that they have a good movie. I want nothing to do with your pursuit of Gaga.
Although I love Joaquin Phoenix. So I think he was good in first Joker.
Yeah.
Very dark though, but
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Lady Gaga has a giant penis.
Damning comment right there.
Yeah.
It is a take, and if you want to have a hot take, Mitten Doug, you got, what, 2 of them over there?
I do. I'll put them on now.
They're sponsored by the EDF Group. Do you want to support the EDF Group as a sponsor of TMA? Well, it's real simple. Do you have a fire extinguisher where you work? The answer is yes, you certainly do. So please email the EDF Group at fire@theedfgroup.com so a technician can come out and explain to your team how the EDF Group can save your company money. Again, that email address is fire@theedfgroup.com. The EDF Group is hide and will prevent your facility from having a hide fires. Experience the EDF Group difference. Learn more at the edfgroup.com. Mark Hanna coming in with Jeremy Rutherford in the 9 o'clock hour, which is brought to you by 5P Academy and Hustle and Heart Sports Performance. Your 2-part questions as we get you ready for the upcoming blues season starting next Tuesday in Seattle. Send your emails in for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Design Air is online at DesignAirService.com. Doug, do we live in San Diego, California? Because it sure feels like it
yeah.
in St. Louis, Missouri. It was glorious yesterday. It'll be even better today. High of 73. The winds are going to be no more than 4 miles an hour. Today's a day you can go low. Compress the ball. Let it pierce through those 4-mile-an-hour winds, and then just let them gently fall on those soft greens from Hurricane Helene's storm this past weekend.
Okay.
It's dart practice out there today. Let's go low.
I just like to hit a ball straight every now and then.
I mean, the next 10 days, nothing but sunshine and highs either in the low 80s or mid-70s. Glorious. Thank you, Design Air Heating and Cooling, for the forecast. DesignAirService.com. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling. Sponsor the email today. Official HVAC provider of The Morning After and the Tim McKernan Show podcast. And you're always welcome to send your emails in for QFTA. And I mean anything is welcome. TMCKERNAN at InsideSTL.com. And for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today, The Morning After at InsideSTL.com. Maybe the Rat in Bloomsdale's like, you know what? I'm gonna win October. I know I've got it in me. I haven't played in a while, but I just want to show that I can still play. And then he goes back into retirement.
I think he's had sciatica, and that's why he hadn't emailed in a lot.
Okay. Well, he still could maybe have it conveyed to a stenographer.
Yeah, the typist.
Send them in, Rat. The morning after at InsideSTL.com. JV Golf Coach has the first win for the month of October. Jeremy Rutherford, presented by Mark Hanna, coming up at the 9 o'clock hour. The 8 o'clock hour features audio that I'm intrigued by. Color me intrigued. Okay? Okay? I don't know what this means, but something happened on the Courtney Show, and they were talking about our show.
Oh, no.
And I don't know what this is, but I guess we got audio of it.
Ugh.
I guess we got Radio Wars with the Courtney Show.
Okay, yeah. We're not happy about it.
No, so that's coming up on the other side of the break. This is TMA, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen.
KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
The choice of a lawyer is important and shouldn't be based on an ad.
After a serious car accident, people have two questions. Why me and what now? Well, no one knows why you, but I'm Terry Crouppen, and my law firm Brown & Crouppen sure can help with the what now. Car repairs, medical bills, lost wages, pain and suffering. We're Brown & Crouppen, and we've got all those answers. All you have to do is call 222-2222.
Billiken Nation, this is Robbie Avila, and I can't wait to represent Sloop for the Lou and our city's basketball team. Get your tickets now for as low as $125 or experience the excitement up close with 100 level seats for $540 by visiting SlouBillikens.com today. You won't even need my goggles, as there is not a bad seat in Chaffetz Arena. Be a part of it from the beginning, as my teammates and I are working extremely hard to bring a championship to the Lou. Pack Chaffetz Arena to cheer on an exciting brand of basketball. Buy your tickets now by visiting SlouBillikens.com today.
Thinking about selling your home, but not thrilled about going public? Check out Compass's Private Exclusives with Jeff Lotman. With Private Exclusives, your home is shown to a select group of serious buyers. No public listing, no days on market, just real offers from real people. Their network connects you with top agents and qualified buyers, so your home gets the attention it deserves, without all the fuss. Selling your home can be simple and stress-free with Compass Private Exclusives, because your home is special. Call Jeff Lotman, your Compass agent, today to find out more, or visit the Lotman Group online at JEFFLOTTMANN.com.
Hi, this is Chris Pondoff from Illinois Recovery Center. As someone who battled alcoholism and addiction for 20 plus years, I understand the dark places you can find yourself stuck in. Alcoholism and substance abuse takes a heavy toll on your body and your mind, but you can overcome it. Start your journey to recovery at the Illinois Recovery Center, a rehab treatment center that provides comprehensive and customized rehabilitation addiction treatment. If you or a loved one are struggling with addiction, please know that there is hope. Visit IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com today.
Hustle and Heart Sports Performance is the one-stop shop for St. Louis area football-specific and athletic training located in O'Fallon, Missouri. Hustle and Heart utilizes the top trainers in St. Louis, led by its owner, 8-year NFL vet Pierre Desir. We have a 40-yard turf field, college-style weight room, red light sauna, and a state-of-the-art recovery room to service all of your athletes' needs. For more info, check out hustleandheartsportsperformance.com or call Dustin at 314-440-8457.
When it comes to coverage, you want the best, on and off the field.
Hi, I'm Marvin Burks. I'm the safety on the field, and I trust James Carch and State Farm to be my safety net off the field.
Thanks, Marvin. Whether it's a game-changing tackle or safeguarding your future, we have you covered. Check us out online at carltoninsurance.net.
Hello, it's me, Tom Schmidt. I'm happy to tell you about Salt and Smoke and all the...
I'm going to let you finish, Tom, but first, why don't you take a break, okay? You've been doing this for 57 years. Have you had time to think about that? Waffle cones, World's Fair? No. Lean brisket, popovers, Cracker Mac, whiskeys, bourbons, custom cocktails, maybe even wings trashed. I don't know. That doesn't matter if you don't accept my love, Tom. Will you accept my love? Will you kiss me?
Salt and Smoke.
Oh, and Iggy should quit.
I always had to be so good, no one could ignore me. Carve my path with data and drive. But some people only see who I am on paper. The paper ceiling. The limitations from degree screens to stereotypes that are holding back over 70 million stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes, rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time for skills to speak for themselves. Find resources for breaking through barriers at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
Want to take on some legends of TMA?
Sound the same to someone who gives a damn about the best fans in baseball! Tired of it!
The show's so great.
Will there be a little speaker system out behind the dumpster, so in case you're servicing me, I'll be able to hear my name?
Then nominate yourself to be this month's TMA Listener of the Month. And if you win, you'll get recognition and other stuff. Sometimes all you have to do to win the prize is be a female.
All it takes is one fake girl to just throw this show completely off course.
Give us your name, a photo, and other pertinent information at TMASTL.com. The TMA Listener of the Month Club, quenched by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to a brighter side of tequila with Milagro. Find out more at TMASTL.com. Introducing the first ever TMA Banty Brew, a 16-ounce canned wheat ale with orange and coriander and an image of all 4 TMA boys across the front. The Banty Brew, a refreshing ale made with white wheat, ground coriander, and fresh whole oranges. And now you can pick up the TMA Banty Brew at Salt and Smoke or at any area Friar Tuck's location. Must be 21 or older to consume or purchase. See the can at TMASTL.com and find a participating location to try it for yourself. Brought to you by Charleville Brewery and Winery in St. Genevieve, Show Me Beverages, and Salt and Smoke. Find out more at TMASTL.com.
It's the Brown and Crouppen Morning After.
KPNT FM HD2.
Collinsville, St. Louis.
Joshua, if you were watching on YouTube, you saw me eating that banana. I wonder if you'll use it later.
Probably not.
It was the royal you.
This guy was a hot artist for a long time.
Once he had a wonderful run, right around the time of Akon and T-Pain's popularity, fittingly.
Akon and Joshua, both St. Louis legends.
That's correct.
Could have been huge if he was promoted correctly.
Well, I mean, isn't the stage fright thing going to kind of curtail a musician's career?
Didn't hurt Carly
work.
Simon.
Yeah.
Wouldn't affect his studio work.
No,
That was nice. You dug in for
Put you
that
in your
take.
place with the
hand
hand.
down. Like you're guarding me one-on-one there.
Tim, eat that banana, you bad boy. That's from Big Tuft.
Well, Sandoval's very shy, too, with
Pablo?
Mazzy Star.
You think Sia has stage fright and that's why she does the hair thing?
I don't know.
I think she wanted to maintain her anonymity to avoid having TMZ following her around and other star effers.
But she's shown her face since, right? I feel like I've...
Doug, has Sia shown her face?
I don't know.
Gotta do show prep, man.
I suppose nowadays, if they really want to make the big money, they have to tour because they don't make the money on album sales that they want.
That's right.
Tours
And that's right.
Tours where the money comes from.
Yeah.
That's right.
Used to be if you wanted a song, you had to go buy it. Now everything's out there for free. Everything.
What's
not
Sandoval's
free.
first name?
Sure it is. You can go on YouTube and hear any song
Pablo
you want to hear.
Sandoval. He was the Panda Bears with the Giants.
No,
10, 12,
Mazzy
14.
Star.
Doug Mazzy Star Sandoval.
Yeah,
What's her
those
first
two.
name?
I don't know.
Tim, you always knew her first name.
Hope. Hope. I'm going to go Hope Sandoval.
Correct.
Am I right? Am I right?
Yeah, Hope Sandoval.
She was very shy. She would always have really low lighting on her at concerts, and she would never open her eyes hardly ever. She wouldn't look at the crowd.
Okay. Well, I'm sure a lot of them are shy, but somehow they shake it off and manage to do it because that's what they're good at and that's their job, and they want to make it.
We made it.
We're very shy, too. All of us, very, very shy.
This hour is brought to you by Fisher Window and Door Store, providing you with quality American-made Marvin windows and doors. Visit their showrooms in Brentwood or East Alton, Illinois, or online at fisherwindow.com. That's FISCHER window.com. Coming up in the 9 o'clock hour, brought to you by 5P Academy and Hustle and Heart Sports Performance. We will have Mark Hanna in studio, along with Jeremy Rutherford, as Mark Hanna presents JR this upcoming Blues season, 6 days away, and the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. Kevin Miller won the sudden death playoff with Buck Swope yesterday. JV golf coach won the first email of the day in October, and the Baldwin Beer Bitch won the Listener of the Month, presented to you by Milagro Tequila. I hear tell she is on the Callier and Thompson phone lines. Good morning, Baldwin Beer Bitch.
Hey, good morning, boys. How's it going?
Congratulations on your win. I would imagine that this has to be an incredible highlight of your life.
It is. It is. Actually, my husband looked at me this morning and said, wow, I've never been so proud of you before.
Oh.
Now, after 2 years of marriage, I know you're finally the right woman for me, and I think we should have a baby. So shout out to TMA.
So this is going to be a catalyst for a child?
Yeah. He said I'm ready for motherhood now that I've won the Milagro Tequila Listener of the Month.
Oh, really?
That's a promo.
Yeah.
I think you should conceive during the show.
Oh, I did that.
Tim did that.
Yeah.
You should conceive during the show, and you can tell your daughter or son one day that we had you when we were listening to Tim.
I can. If it's a daughter, I'll be sure to name her Muffin Stevens, whatever.
Muffin Stevens.
I'll try to make this quick before Justin in Columbia really gets activated. You know, he's listening to a woman talk. He can't handle it. So I was dying to call in, but I was on my morning walk. I wanted to just, do one more call before I ghost you all like Perk did. So, but I didn't want my neighbors to out me. I gotta maintain my anonymity as the ball and beer bitch. So.
Yeah.
We'll come in studio when you come in to pick up. If you come to pick up your prize pack during our show, just pop in the studio, say hi.
I don't know. The listeners would probably just go. All the incel basement nerds would probably just lose it and have to find a different podcast.
Oh. So you intend on ghosting us?
I don't know if it's ghosting if I announce my intentions. I'll probably just go back to my, silent lurker, lurking, listening to the show, watching the fan pin, but not being as active. So this was just too much stress to just call and be on the same line as Tim, 3 times in a month.
I get that. That's got to be tough.
So just a few things before I announce my exit. So Iggy, I hate to break it to you, there's no more Kansas City tour dates for the Eras tour. So hopefully your grandniece isn't.
It wasn't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It wasn't Kansas City. It was Indianapolis.
Okay. She should be good. So Taylor's security, they picked the family for the person getting the hat during 22, unless there's someone specific. So like Kobe's daughter, Gigi, she got the hat in LA. So that's just how that works, FYI. So you'll want your relatives to find the roaming security to try to get picked. So.
Don't say FYI. You had time to say for your information.
Well, I don't have an outline format today. This is all just kind of on the fly, so I'm really flustered. So I'm just going to use acronyms to speed it up here.
Okay.
Gosh. So in another note, so my husband, he was activated by the Reddit yesterday. He never commented, but he did comment. He took an opposing viewpoint. And of course, people think he's Tim, and they were insistent that my husband is actually Tim's burner account. And I just want to say that if that was the case, there would be no other honor than being married to Tim's burner account. I love my husband, but
stop it.
Whenever there's a little disagreement or something, I just look at him and I'm like, why can't you be more like Tim?
Quit it.
Good for you. Good
Suck
for you.
it, Doug.
Yep, take that.
Does that count as a threesome?
Yeah, does it?
So the other thing too, I really love all the show's feminine energy. That's why I'm dedicating this to Justin in Columbia. I think where it really turned was you guys started doing a sponsor promotion for the Only Facial. So women are really into skincare routines. And so after I hang up, if the dais just wants to go around and give their skincare routine, I think that would really just, set off the incels. So that would be
set
great.
off the incels.
Thank you for the title of the segment.
Yeah, I was about to say, Chairman, I think we got the title for the segment.
And then lastly, I just want to, of course, thank you all. Thanks to the lasses that have paved the way before me, Janie the lesbian, caller Ellen, Sharon and Clayton, the fake lesbian, lipstick lass. If there's a TMA day at the ballpark, pretty sure I could convince my husband to go. And, I would love to sit next to the lipstick lass and just talk about female things and, just spread all the female energy. So
Doug, it sounds like they're going to hook up.
It does.
So that's all I got. So thank you guys. I'm going to go ahead here and get back to work and, listen to all the death threats. I enjoy them a lot. It gives me more motivation.
Right.
So appreciate you all. So have a good day, fellas.
Hey, what's the latest with the DC Dime?
Oh, I'm seeing her tomorrow. So I'm going to be with her tomorrow through Sunday. So I definitely planted the seed. She's interested, and I'm just going to keep that seed growing. So, we got a long way from now to running with the Bulls. I think it's in June, so we don't want to move too fast and then let the light kind of flicker out. I think it's got to be a slow burn between now and June. So
Okay.
Well thought out.
Yeah, it is. Great game planning.
Yeah. So
Thank you,
all
Bowen,
right.
bitch.
Thank you guys. Have a good one.
Doug is
Bye.
our Milagro Tequila Listener of the Month for September. An emotional acceptance speech.
Right. She was almost overcome. Now she's going to have a child because of her victory.
Yeah, conceiving here, I guess, in the Fisher Window and Door Store, 8
Could well
o'clock
be.
hour.
Her husband looks at her just a little bit differently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got to be a turn on to sleep with the Milagro Tequila Listener of the Month.
And she pretends that he is you.
That's hot.
Yeah, look at the love they have for each other.
Okay.
Jim just wrote, "Shut up."
Oh.
That's Jim. Mr. Big Cream wrote, "Desperate." Little Tommy Tribbins, "Okay, beer bitch, that's more than enough from you, woman. We don't need an elaborate outline on every call. Back to the kitchenette to whip up some chicken cordon bleu." Some Little Tommy Tribbins. She's making chicken cordon bleu this morning?
That's a nice.
You can't just whip that up. That takes a while.
Yeah.
Just plowing through a bunch of dried up women in their late 30s who need some elite seed.
Oh, who the hell was that?
It seems like someone who was reading those emails against their will.
Guys, this beer lady is correct. The Reddit page thinks every single person mildly refuting any of their dissent about the show to which they hate listen is a Tim Jackson, a recovering alcoholic burner. It's really something funny to see from the basement-dwelling anonymous keyboard warriors. Doug, that's Carlos Spicy Wiener.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. I have a number of burners on Reddit, and I go in and I argue.
Are you Jackson the Commie?
Jackson the Commie is a username
That's a
on the
user?
Reddit page?
Yeah, very active.
He's very active?
Mm-hmm.
Is he the moderator?
No.
Do you know the moderator?
I don't. I don't know who's running the show over there these days.
Does he like me?
Jackson the Commie?
Yeah.
No.
Doesn't sound like it.
He does not.
Okay.
You're not a full-fledged communist, are you?
I'm not a communist. I am not a communist.
I would venture out of all of us, Tim would be the one that couldn't care less about what's said on that thing.
Oh, I think you're right, but then Doug, I think, would just be just past me.
Doug exists.
Yeah, but
I've not one time looked at it.
I haven't looked at it either, and I don't even know what it's called. I guess it's TMA. I don't know.
Yeah, TMA-STL, right?
I don't know how to get on a Reddit subpage.
Well, I assume you just go to Reddit, but I have no idea.
I don't want to speak for Doug, but I think someone could come up to Doug and tell him you are terrible and you always have been, and he would not care.
No.
You're correct about that. Stopped caring a few years back.
I agree, but you weren't mentioning that. It was Jackson, Tim, and KG, or the
recovering alcoholic.
Or recovering alcoholic.
Yeah, KG, you didn't get named.
I've been there's Lucky Pierre on there has been. He's our
This
white
Lucky Pierre is a bandy roost.
No, he's our white knight.
Oh, really?
He's been accused of being every member of the show, I think, other than Doug.
Doug, are you Lucky Pierre?
No, I'm not. Never been a Lucky Pierre either.
God, that would be awesome to find out Doug was Lucky Pierre.
And what are they complaining about in there?
Oh, everything.
It's always struck me as weird that you would sit around and listen to a show that you hate when there's, 1,000 other radio shows you could be listening to? Find something you like instead of listening to something that makes you unhappy? That makes no sense, right?
It makes no sense, correct.
It'd be like watching a TV show and you just hated it. But somehow you felt like you had to watch it.
Like you were
Like The Shield.
All the other shows that are on out there, you're watching one you hate.
And it's actually worse because we put out like 250 plus shows a year.
Mm-hmm.
So wait, is Jackson the Commie the one who was bragging about downtown and the Auntie Anne's? That's from Brian Henshin. I thought that was on Twitter.
I thought those were Twitter commies.
And who said that? Was that Sniffin' Holes?
It was either Sniffin' Holes or Doug's Prison Wallet.
Doug's Prison Wallet monitors our social media for us.
Yeah.
Does a great job, too. That was a great hire by John Kiowski.
Yeah.
And so with your communist background and with this new anti-M's, what is it,
Anti-Anns.
Anti-Anns. You would like all the profits to go to the party?
I want the profits to go to the people.
Okay. I just don't know how it works sometimes with the communist governments.
Right.
I think you just invade a country and take it over and become a communist.
That'd be fascism.
Well, it's not the invading that makes you a communist.
Well, I'm not a communist, but if I just decided I wanted to take over Cuba,
Why would you have to take over Cuba? You could be a communist without the takeover.
I fear you don't know what communism is.
yeah, it's a dictator like Hitler or Castro, the dude in North Korea.
Hitler was a socialist.
But they're all fascists.
And communist.
They were
They were-
fascists.
they
You
were
don't think
communist.
Germany wasn't a communist country?
No, I don't think so. Like the Soviet
Maybe I don't know
Union
what
was
communism
communist. China's communism. There's only a few left. There's only 3 or 4.
Like if
I think.
it's not a communist. It's different. I obviously don't know what a communist is.
Right.
I just thought dictators are all communist.
They're all fascists.
All right, fascist. Let's just say I wanted to
Go to Brown.
No, I think it's the most antiquated thing in the world. But if I wanted to go to, say, I went to England and I took over England and I named myself king, 'cause that's how I used to do it back in the day. You'd have a war and you just become king. Could I become king if I just took over England? I invaded England and
By
I said
yourself,
I'm king.
you're going to do it?
No, I'd put an army together.
You would just whip up a quick army to
Quick
take over
army,
England?
Take over England.
It's called terrorism.
Could I name my?
That'd
Could
be
I name my?
terrorism.
Kick out Prince Charles or King Charles now? Kick him out and I become king. Could I name myself king?
I guess in theory you could overthrow their government.
Yeah, if you had an army strong enough, yeah. You could overtake another country and name yourself the...
All right, well, maybe I'll think
king.
about that.
You're going to think about doing that. How would you go about collecting this army, this armed force?
Just put an ad in the paper. You want to go to England with me, take over, and I'll be the king, and I'll give you all $1 million a year? I mean, these people are making money every year for doing absolutely nothing.
What people?
The king. How much money Queen Elizabeth made every year?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know her salary?
I don't have her salary with me, no.
Like 15, 20 million. And does nothing. Goes to a few luncheons.
Yeah. And
She doesn't rule anything.
That's the
She
lifestyle
doesn't make
you're
laws.
The lifestyle you're looking for.
Yeah, how does it still keep happening?
Well,
Time to take a break.
Overthrow the queen. No more kings. No more queens. You have nothing to do with this country.
I think a lot of people would agree with you in England.
A lot of them love their queens and kings.
They loved her, but she did nothing.
Well, I know. They understand that it's largely ceremonial, but that's just been the tradition of the country for hundreds of years.
I know. It's just dumb.
So the monarch's main source of income is something called the sovereign grant. What do you think that's coming in at a year?
500 million.
No,
Okay, I didn't hit it right on the tail. Can I have some kind of clue?
you're too high.
100 million.
Yeah, about 113.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think she was making like 15 to 20 million a year.
Oh, yeah, I don't doubt it.
To do nothing. How's it still going on? I could see back in the old days when you had to win a war and you took over the...
Yeah.
I mean, they'll never... As long as they keep having kids...
Mm-hmm.
Now Princess Di's kids are going to be kings one day.
Yeah.
He's got kids. They're going to
Sure.
be... I mean, for another 1,000 years, there's going to be kings.
Well, I don't know about that long. You don't know.
Well, one of those, I mean, nowadays, you're going to have kids.
Just now, though.
I think it ended with
Nowadays, you have kids.
Queen Elizabeth I, who was Henry VIII's daughter. She refused to have kids.
Did she?
So I think that's when the Tudor line died.
Mm-hmm.
I can hear somebody firing their bride into the toilet a mere 8 feet from us.
Could be
That's brought to you by Schaefer Door Company, by the
be
way.
a king.
That's Rafe. He's the only one who used that thing.
Is that right, really?
Oh.
I think so, from that show.
I've seen Riz go in there.
Have you?
Yeah.
I've never seen him leave the studio.
I saw him last week. I said, hey, how long was your segment? I think it went about 45 minutes. Nice.
I can go months without seeing people. I haven't seen Learn in 3 weeks. I haven't seen John Kiowski in a month.
Haven't you?
No, you used to run into him in the kitchen. I haven't seen him since he got back from Croatia.
This is like a nice little stream of consciousness we're getting. The history of the kings and queens in England. Now on to who's using the toilet. When was the last time we've seen the boss?
Well, it's just amazing. Don't you think it's amazing that, like Leonard and I, we work at the same time doing the same hours in the show, and I've gone 3 weeks and I've yet to see her.
Well, it's because you spend 98% of your time right here. In this
I
room.
know, but still, you'd think you'd run into him at a break or after the show or something.
Well, we do a show right at the same time as Courtney Landrum on 106.5 The Arch. And I've got fun with audio here from Jackson Bennett Burkett. Jackson, why don't you set this up?
Sure. So Tim Convey, who is a member of the Courtney Show, wonderful comedian, yeah, great guy, and he often shows up minutes before the show starts, or sometimes can be a touch late. I overheard that he was waiting at the door with no key card, so I went and saved him, and that, I guess, sparked a conversation on the Courtney Show about Balloon Party and my involvement in that. So here's the audio.
All right,
I really enjoy Jackson. They were coming off the air of 101 because they do an hour after their other program, Tim McKernan and Jackson. And I was like, how was the show? And Tim said, it was very entertaining. I don't know if anybody else in town was ranking the looks of all the NHL coaches.
Oh, yeah.
Who was the best looking National Hockey League coach? I'm like, I don't, and you win. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah,
Everybody can talk about the same talking points of sports, but when you take it to a different level with Jackson ranking who's the hottest NHL coach, I'm in.
Yeah, I'm glad that we don't have to go up against them.
I am too. I was actually mad that I didn't come up with this for you guys to do.
We should do like hottest mascots
and
of all sports. The most attractive mascots.
And I don't think what's his face, how quickly we forget, Berube even made the top 10.
Which is unfortunate.
Yeah, because I think Berube's
oozing with sex appeal is what you said in the past, right?
Yes, that's what I say.
Really?
That's what I usually
he seems
say.
Older than he is to
I
me.
know, but he's rugged. I mean, he's not standard.
When I see pictures of him as a player, I'm like, oh, that was not that long ago.
Yeah. So anyway, it really made me laugh. So you have Jackson's phone number in your phone?
No, Jackson confessed to me that he was in the bathroom when he heard you guys read my text.
Oh, okay.
So he hopped out and got me.
Doug.
You see what you've started?
Were you recreating? No, he was emptying his bowels in this very building.
Expressing them?
It's 6 a.m. That's usually, you talk about being regular, that's when I go.
That's your witching hour.
Yeah, that's
Do
when
it at home at 5 a.m.
I don't, no, I can't, I don't have to go then. And so I was finishing up, and I overheard that Tim Convey was stuck at the door, and so I hightailed it over to save him.
Did you wash your hands first?
I was like washing my hands when I heard it.
Oh, gosh.
Any other guys in there with you?
No, it's just my own little private Idaho. It's great.
So you saved him. So
I
you
did.
Got to the show on time.
I did.
Do you have toilet paper on your shoe or anything?
Yeah, what about that?
No, I just hustled, and that's just, I'm a company man. You know, I hustle for the people, and yeah. And then I was just glad that they started ranking their hottest NHL coaches too. I'm glad
That's what you
spreading.
started.
Yeah.
Doug, as you know, Lindy Ruff was Jackson's number one.
Yeah. Over Claude Julien?
People are really mad that I didn't pick Rod Brindamore.
Yeah, Rod the Bod as Jamie Rivers.
People are upset by that.
Yeah, they thought he was a big omission, but it's my list. You can make your own list.
Yeah.
He's got a good body, but he's not that cute.
Right. It's like, what do you value?
Yeah, do you want a guy to have a good body, Doug, or have a cute face?
Answer the question, please.
There's not a lot of cute faces after a long NHL career. Most of them wind up looking like Dallas Drake.
Dally, number 10.
Well, if they get their teeth fixed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think like someone like Lindy Ruff like gives you that sense of security, you know, like he can protect you. And that's a plus.
I just never really look at men that way. I guess maybe I should start.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's like Courtney said, like a lot of people are talking about, you know, what's going to happen on the ice. I'm talking about what's happened in the locker room.
Nothing's happening in the locker room between the coaches and the players?
No, I don't know anything about that.
Serious charge.
Are you hinting there might be something happening?
Nope. You are.
This is going to go poorly on Balloon Party. We can ask Jimmy Rutherford, though, because he's going to be with us coming up in the 9 o'clock hour.
He'd love to take that as the first question.
I would imagine so.
How many NHL coaches are fooling around with their players? That's what you want to know from him.
No, I don't know. You've extrapolated way too much out of this.
Well,
I just think Lindy Ruff is up there. That's all I thought.
Darned.
You can send two-part questions in for JR coming up in the 9 o'clock hour. 314-889-0503. It's the Schaefer Door Company text inbox. We'll also take your calls, too. Callier and Thompson phone line, 636-9004 TMA. Email in for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Whether you've made the life-saving choice to seek help on your own or you want to be prepared for the other end of an addiction intervention with a loved one, the chance to learn about addiction recovery is available to you at the Illinois Recovery Center in Swansea. If you or someone you know wants more information about the Illinois Recovery Center, please call 888-472-9559 or visit IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com and discover the path to lasting recovery and renewal at Illinois Recovery Center, where compassionate support meets personalized care for your unique journey. It's Illinois Recovery Center. Doug, Callier and Thompson sponsor the phone lines. You know anything about Callier and Thompson?
I do, yeah. I've been to the store a couple times. Great store. It's on Manchester out there, I guess in Baldwin. Everything seems to be everything's coming up Baldwin. Well, Callier and Thompson is a great place to go if you'd like to make an investment in your home. Right now, you might be looking around your house and you say, it's kind of tired, it's kind of dated. What do we do? Should we move? You don't need to. You can fix it up real nice like, and that's what Callier and Thompson does, and they do it better than anyone in town. They do kitchens and bathrooms. That's their specialty. They also do basements or wine rooms or man caves, bars, accent rooms, fireplace walls, offices, you name it. They can do it. And maybe you're saying, I don't really want to do an entire redo. Maybe I don't have the money to do the redo. I don't have the time to go through that. I just want an appliance. Well, Callier and Thompson can certainly take care of that, too. They do that all the time. And they carry the top line appliances like Bosch and Thermador, Wolf, Sub-Zero. A lot of times, the spot that your stove is in right now is going to be too small for the new kind of stove you want. You go, what am I going to do about the cabinets? There again, this is something Callier and Thompson works with all the time. They will find a way to make it work and make it look absolutely professional. Their contractors are absolutely first-rate job. They got specialists for all kinds of jobs, whether it's plumbing or lighting or flooring, hardwood, countertops, you name it. Callier and Thompson is simply the best. A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. They won a Torch Award for ethics from the BBB. It's just the way to go if you're going to redo your home. That's Callier and Thompson on Manchester and Baldwin. Next to Uncle Bill's Pancake House, Callier and Thompson come home to quality online at CallierandThompson.com.
Doug, Enterprise Center is celebrating its 30th birthday.
Is it really that long? I guess. 94, 95.
And this morning, the Post-Dispatch ranked its 10 most memorable musical moments.
Musical moments?
Right. We're not talking sports.
Okay.
We're talking musical moments. I know you love a guessing game.
Oh, brother.
What?
I don't know. I've got to know what every concert that ever came through there?
No, just the 10 most memorable musical moments.
Going back to 95.
That's correct.
So the 10 best concerts? Is that what they're asking?
Musical moments.
Thank you, Jackson.
Okay, what's a musical moment? Define that for me, Bale.
Would you describe a concert as a moment?
Something about it, yeah.
I mean, there's
what other
moments,
musical moments are there?
Like, for example, Tim, I haven't seen it. Would Post Malone falling
That's
into the hole?
That's correct. God, Jackson. That's a moment.
I don't.
Right, so that
he fell through the stage on September 17th, 2022.
Yeah, I was there. I saw the whole thing.
Really? Was he hurt?
Yeah.
Did you let out a yelp?
He broke his ribs. I thought he was I thought he had like an episode of some sort because he was just down on the ground writhing in the middle of a song.
And that didn't make number one?
Well, I don't know if that, it wasn't a great moment. He did come out and finish the show, which was impressive. He broke a bunch of ribs.
Okay. Well, geez, I don't know of anything else like that happened.
Okay, I'll give you another example.
Okay.
Madonna's first and only St. Louis show. And it was November 12th, 2012. Were you there?
Okay, no, but
I know you love Papa Don't Preach.
No, that was an entire concert. That wasn't a moment.
No, the moment was when she said she loves being in Minnesota.
Doggone it, I don't get it!
She said that?
Yeah.
When she was in St. Louis?
Right.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Then the fans started booing.
No wonder she hasn't come back. Oh my God, that's brutal.
Okay, can we have initials of some of the other artists?
P.
P-Hump.
Hall of Famer.
P. Diddy. P. Diddy was here.
Prince.
You said Prince. He's correct.
Okay.
He brought his Musicology live tour to what was then the Savas Center. This was May 7th, 2004. And the concert showcased his musicianship. You like that?
No, I don't like it at all.
And coincided with the release of his 13th studio album. He performed songs like I Would Die For You, and Kiss and When Doves Cry, and the moment was a standout performance from a saxophonist, Candy Dulfer.
Oh, how could I have forgotten about that?
Candy.
How could I have not gone to a concert and still not appreciated a saxophone moment?
Well, when you have Prince, you look at the sax player.
I don't.
Bruce Springsteen recorded a live album on August 23rd, 2008. I remember that. We were having a party at downtown, I don't know what you would call it, but it was a space, is what they call it.
Downtown space.
Yeah, that's what they call it.
That's a little vague.
I know. It's called Lumen.
Oh, I've been there.
Remember that? We
Yeah,
had
sure.
events there. I think
Oh,
that's
we sure
where
did.
Rich Gould, Felipe Lopez, Mickey Carroll, Rudy, and Brie Olson judged The Girl Next Door. Yeah.
Didn't go
cast.
Well.
Yep.
Didn't go well.
Yep. Yeah, Brie Olson got sideways.
She got ejected, right?
Well, she was like doing what Ralph Sorella used to do on the Stern Show with a laser pointer and highlight the cellulite on girls' legs when they would come up in front of 500-600 people, and then the girls did kind of like was it Lech Walesa in Poland? They had some solidarity and they decided they would not come back out on stage to be judged if Brie continued to do that.
Hard to blame them.
And Brie left the facility, went back to her hotel room, which we were paying for, bent over, exposed her birthday hole, and said, "This is for everybody in St. Louis."
Ow!
And then rang up a tidy bill.
Is that on the list?
That was not mentioned.
Oh,
What can Brown do for you?
But Bruce Springsteen was playing. I don't think it was that night, but it could have been. Do you remember if Brie Olson was here on August 23rd, 2008?
Of course not.
Might have been. Might have been the same night. Really might have been.
Might have been.
Check on that.
Recording a live album in St. Louis, that's big.
Wouldn't you think they would want to record all of their performances? And if one goes especially well, they go, "Hey, there's our new album."
I'm sure it costs a lot to record a live album like that.
How much can it cost to record it?
I had no idea.
Frank Sinatra's last St. Louis show.
No. He was here at the...
October 21st, 1994. The venue had just opened in its new location a few weeks prior, and Sinatra was one of the first music acts to grace its stage. He performed a medley of covers, bouncing from I've Got a Crush on You to Where or When with Ease.
Okay.
Sinatra died 4 years later in 1998.
Jay Jr. was there, I think.
Is that right?
I think I'm going to get one.
Talked about being there.
I remember Elton John and Billy Joel were there one night, right?
They mentioned both Elton John and Billy Joel, but not that show. I was actually at that show. That was 2009?
I don't know the years, Tim.
Elton John's final show was March 30th, final St. Louis show, March 30th, 2022. And Billy Joel opened the Kiel Center, as it was called at the time. 1994. He got the party started as the first concert at Kiel Center. So, my God, you had Billy Joel in October 94, and you had Frank Sinatra in October 94. Look at that, Doug.
We were humming along then.
Yeah.
Those are the halcyon days.
Yeah, but now we have the XFL.
Right.
Probably 2013.
UFL?
I don't know what it is.
2013, when Gaga was here, Iggy got to meet Lady Gaga. That was a big moment.
Just you meeting her or her playing? Her meeting you was probably the big moment.
Gaga got to meet
you.
Radio superstar Kenny Strode.
Oh.
That was her. I think that was her first appearance at a big venue in St. Louis.
Built a career on that.
Wasn't the big concert venue St. Louis-wise at SAUE for a long time?
Yeah, going way back, yeah.
Beyonce's show, December 14th, 2013. Did you go to see Queen Bee with 17,000?
No, I didn't.
That was the Mrs. Carter show.
Mrs. Carter.
Yeah, Sean Carter. 17,000 fans attended the concert to see one of the biggest names in modern American music steal the show.
Well,
Steal
she
a
should have
show.
stolen
Wasn't it her show?
Her show.
Garth Brooks did a 4-show residency at Scott Trade Center in 2014. It was called Scott Trade Center then.
A residency at Scott Trade.
His wife, Trisha Yearwood, opened up, and Justin Timberlake was spotted in the crowd at his show on December 4th.
Huh.
About that.
Okay.
And then a year later, he would take the stage with Chris Stapleton to launch his career. And they performed Tennessee Whiskey at the CMAs? Is that right?
I don't know. I'm just asking questions. Okay. So have we gotten to the number one moment yet?
Here it is. Nobody's guessed it yet. Nurse?
Initials?
SR.
SR. Sorry, Rico. They played here?
Rico Suave. Was that Gerardo? And he was also in Colors? Am I right?
I don't know. SR. Storm Reaper. SR. Second letter, first word.
E.
Serena Rodriguez? That was a big act. Okay,
Yeah, she
third
played
letter.
the Dome.
Third letter.
X.
Sexy Rexy.
Oh, Sexy Red.
Sexy Rexy.
Jackson knows it.
Oh.
Sexy Red.
That's number one?
Sexy
Is
Red.
he like an EDM guy?
She is a rapper.
From St. Louis.
Over
That's right.
Frank Sinatra. They're putting her over Frank Sinatra.
I guess you didn't hear her perform Pound Town.
No.
Wasn't she just here?
She's from here.
I know, but wasn't she just here?
Yes.
And that's the one
September
they're talking
13th.
about?
Yep. Doug, 3 weeks ago, the greatest moment.
God almighty, who put this?
Wally list.
Now, if it's Johnson who does their music reviews, I like that guy, but
Johnson. Johnny?
I forgot his first name.
He
Dennis
left.
John.
I believe he's left, or it might have been a reduction in force. I'm not sure, but he is not the person who wrote it.
Yeah, I don't know. How's that number one? 30 years of concerts and the one that was 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Sexy Red, Doug. Pound Town.
It's the last one they remembered, probably. Over
you
Frank
don't have
Sinatra.
Gaga in there?
Billy Joel. Wasn't she at the Dome?
No. She sold out the Enterprise Center. But you're having Beyonce in there?
Bon Jovi's been there, Doug. Tina Turner, Lionel Richie.
I think everybody's been there.
Mm-hmm.
Who's toured.
I saw Tim McGraw there last winter. He was really good.
Was Faith Hill present?
She was not.
Were you pissed about that? You
I
feel
saw
like it was
Carrie
not?
Underwood there. She was pretty good.
I haven't been there since I took the listeners to see Stevie Nicks. That wasn't that long ago.
No.
I've seen Fleetwood Mac there like 4 times.
Well, sure you have.
How was Los Lonely Boys at Denny's on Manchester not listed? That's in Beer Cats.
Well, because they're talking about the Enterprise Center, so yeah, and they sold out the pageant the one year they were here, so.
Mm-hmm.
Played Doug a clip of Get It Sexy by Sexy Red. That's from Mr. Fong. He's the owner of the dildo shop.
I was gonna give him a little ski action.
Ooh.
Oh, here it is. Number 1 concert.
Horrible. Horrible.
And Nicki Minaj,
Just
Cardi B.
just horrendous.
Aren't they all, don't sound the same with their...
It's just horrendous. To put that ahead of some of the legendary greats of music history in this country. It's
I'd like to be up in heaven talking to Frank. Hey, Frank. Plus, Dispatch came out with a top 10 concerts. You finished 10th. Sexy Red finished first.
That was my Halloween costume this year.
Sexy Red.
Sexy Red.
And everybody would know who that is?
I think a lot of people would.
What do you wear for a costume?
I just sent it to you.
What, in a text?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, God.
Sexual harassment. Did you ask for that?
Yeah, here's what he's going to look like. Here we are showing pictures on our phone.
No, it's good.
On a radio show
Good.
again.
I just knew you'd appreciate it, Doug.
Man, I like that. I might use
I
that.
wouldn't have any idea who that was. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I never heard her, and I didn't know she was from here, obviously.
No.
Guys, if this is Sniffing Holes who believes there's communists on Twitter celebrating anti-ants. Guys, if Sexy Red is your greatest concert, you don't get good concerts, which is par for the course for St. Louis since we don't get anything good. I bet people will start celebrating and get Los Lonely Boys like it's a Taylor Swift or Rolling Stones concert. Doug, that's Sniffing Hole.
Yeah, that's where we've gone from having Sinatra and Elton John and Billy Joel and Beyonce.
Billy Joel was just here 4 days ago.
Yeah. Yeah. But not at the Enterprise Center. I guess I couldn't hold him.
That's right, that's right.
By the way, Los Lonely Boys was just on the Jimmy Kimmel show, so.
How about that?
You're still a keen supporter of Los Lonely Boys. Big
Pardon me?
supporter. You're a big supporter of Los Lonely Boys.
Sure I am.
Okay.
I'm going to pick up the new album this week.
Oh, new album. Nice. All right, send your emails in. Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today. The morning after at InsideSTL.com comes your way at 9:50 on the other side of the break as we close out the Fisher Window and Door Store 8 o'clock hour. We'll have the 5P Academy and Hustle and Heart Sports Performance 9 o'clock hour. And Jeremy Rutherford and Mark Hanna will be with us as the Blues begin the 2024-2025 Stanley Cup Championship campaign next Tuesday in Seattle. Your 2-part questions for JR at 314-881-TMA5, the Schaefer Door Company text inbox. We'll have them ready for you. You send them in. That's coming up next here on TMA, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen.
Looking for the perfect spot for your next private event? Whether it's a baby shower, bridal shower, birthday party, or business meeting, Rosalita's has you covered. Enjoy the vibrant atmosphere in one of Rosalita's 2 exclusive private rooms with a customized menu that is perfect for your upcoming event. And if you're planning a date night, don't miss the lively mariachi nights every Friday and Saturday. Plus, Rosalita's gift cards make the perfect gift for any occasion. Come celebrate at Rosalita's, where every event is a fiesta. Learn more at rosalitascantina.com.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with Seth Goldcamp of Design Air Heating and Cooling, and I have been a long-time Design Air client. What separates you guys from everybody else?
It's becoming more common for companies to just get their foot in the door. They try to come up with different ways to upsell. They try to see how much they can make off of a customer as opposed to, hey, we're in there to do a service. We're going to do it well. We're going to do it for a fair price.
I don't know how many emails I have received from our listeners who experienced the incredible customer service Design Air Heating and Cooling provides. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling, online at designairservice.com.
Listeners ought to check out Collier & Thompson, support the sponsors, and have the best contractors in St. Louis work on your kitchen remodel, if that's what you want, or bathroom remodel, basement, wine room, whatever. Collier & Thompson does it all, and these are people that you can trust. They have an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. That's not always that common for people in this line of work. They won a Torch Award for Ethics from the Better Business Bureau. Collier & Thompson on Manchester and Baldwin, next to Uncle Bill's Pancake House. Collier & Thompson, come home to quality, online at collierandthompson.com.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency. James, I love getting emails from listeners who support the sponsors. Got one from a client of yours who switched, and you immediately saved him $1,000, and it meant the world to him.
The area that we're really having an impact on people's finances are people with drivers under the age of 25. We are seeing material savings for these types of clients, hundreds, if not even thousands of dollars per year.
James Carlton, Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency, 314-961-4800, or go online at carltoninsurance.net.
There's nothing more important than the look and feel of your home. So now's the time to make your home your retreat. Replace your tired old windows and doors with Marvin replacement products designed to improve comfort and efficiency. Fisher Window and Door Store, a reputable local company, will guide you through the entire replacement process. Their experts will help you make the right choice for your home, and they'll measure, design, and install your new windows and doors.
Hi, I'm Jim Fisher. Since 1941, the Fisher family has provided you with quality American-made building products, including Marvin Windows and Doors. Come visit one of our showrooms in Brentwood or East Alton, and let us help you increase the value of your home.
Bring that distinct sense of quality to every room with Marvin. Visit Fisher Window and Doors' huge newly remodeled showroom in Brentwood or Fisher Lumber in East Alton, Illinois. Quality and comfort starts at Fisher Window and Door, online at fisherwindow.com.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
Want to take on some legends of TMA?
Sound the same to someone who gives a damn about the best fans in baseball! Tired of it!
The show's so great. Will there be a little speaker system out behind the dumpster, so in case you're servicing me, I'll be able to hear my name?
Then nominate yourself to be this month's TMA Listener of the Month. And if you win, you'll get recognition and other stuff. Sometimes all you have to do to win the prize is be a female.
All it takes is one fake girl to just throw this show completely off course.
Give us your name, a photo, and other pertinent information at TMASTL.com. The TMA Listener of the Month Club, quenched by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to a brighter side of tequila with Milagro. Find out more at TMASTL.com. The Tim McKernan Show podcast, featuring long-form interviews with people from the world of sports, politics, and entertainment.
And our guest today, Bill McClellan. Thanks so much for coming in.
Hey, my pleasure, Tim.
What's up, Caden?
Hi, how are you?
Joe Buck, our guest today.
Man, it's like I haven't seen you in years.
More than 500 episodes and counting, and it's available wherever you get your podcasts, including the TMA STL app. Get the app now at TMASTL.com. You're hearing TMA all day on KPNT HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis, featuring The Morning After, live from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Then a full show replay from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., followed by the best of TMA from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m., and another same-day replay starting at 10 p.m. KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day. Now.
It's the Brown and Crouppen Morning After. KPNT FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis.
Real deal, now it's time to take it. Sharpen up the blades, blood, sweat, and tears over decades. We're from last place in the whole league to the best in the West. Time to dig deep. It's game time, let's light 'em up. Boston Bruins ain't backing up. Media says watch out for Rask. Bennington is up for the task. Load your players with Gloria. I can feel a sense of euphoria. One more round, that's what's up. St. Louis Blues are coming for the cup.
Oh, my goodness.
Where's my skates?
Skate, boys, skate. If you're watching on YouTube, and 287 people are, you notice that Iggy has been replaced by Mark Hanna.
He has indeed.
So good to be back in studio.
Ready for the hockey season?
With a slow clap.
Oh.
No.
Get fired up!
I'm really not. You know, I don't pay attention during preseason.
No. You're just excited to be around us?
I wish I could, every day of my life.
Oh.
I wish I could say I followed free agency closely. I could see the goings and comings. And
goings.
But alas, no. I'm going to show up on night one, not in person, on my TV.
Yeah, they'll be in Seattle playing in the afternoon, and Jackson's making fun of the league because of
Caught up. I've been taking note. Jackson's right. It's ridiculous. Shouldn't be. Why are they doing it?
Well, ask Jeremy Rutherford because he's brought to you by this man right here, Mark Hanna, and he's with us now on the Callier and Thompson phone lines for the first of what will be 38 appearances until the Blues hoist the chalice in June. And it's actually going to happen at Enterprise Center, but the New York Rangers are going to be the team they do it against. So that'll be fun. And I guess they'll be wearing white shirts probably.
I don't know.
When you think they'll be wearing white?
I don't know
the blue
what
shirts will
uniforms
be
they'll wear.
Wearing white shirts. Good morning, JR. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, and however that Blues Ranger game plays out, I know it'll be a better event than the Sexy Red concert.
Yeah, it's got to be. Anything would be.
It's got to be. You guys know how good that concert was? That concert was so good that I talked to 5 ushers a couple nights ago at the Blues game, and they said that if they ever see that concert come back to St. Louis again, they're putting themselves on the no-work list.
It's that good.
Who could blame them? And yet it was the #1 concert ever in the history of that building.
I need to know what happened at that concert. It sounds like it was a pony.
No, good to hear your guys' voices again. And hello, Mark. We'll be in studio as much as possible, but good to talk to you guys again.
Yeah, good to be back on. Looking forward to hearing your takes in addition to reading your takes. They've been great lately.
Yeah, JR, we're fired up here. Season gets underway in 6 days, and we welcome the audience to send their 2-part questions in to the Schaefer Door Company. Text inbox 314-881 TMA5. Jackson's been mocking the NHL for the Blues 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 12 p.m. start next Tuesday in Seattle. JR, I know that you have wonderful perspective on it. Thoughts, concerns?
Yeah, actually, this is year number 20 covering the Blues, and I want to say for about the first 8 or 10 years, I could tell you the dates of games, what time they start, what station they're on, so on and so forth. But it seems like the last, 8 or 10 years, it's you just show up whenever. And so I did not know that was a 3:30 St. Louis start until a few weeks ago, that it was a day game. And I think the reason I checked into it, the reason is I believe ESPN is going to play games throughout the day, so they're trying to stretch it out. Sometimes like they do with the NFL and some other sports. So the Blues got the 3:30 slot Central Time, and so you got the day game to start the season.
Jackson, your thoughts now that you've heard that?
Well, you bring up the NFL. It's a Sunday, and if they do play on the weekdays, prime time. Listen, I get it's obviously.
I feel like he's crapping on this league again.
Really Stop it.
I want like the Blues don't control that. If the league says this is what time you're playing, this is what time you're playing. My criticism is not of the Blues; it's of the league, which Mario Lemieux once called a garage league.
So now you're casting aspersions on not just one team, but 30 teams. Are there 30 teams?
There's a lot of teams.
There's a lot of teams and cities, American and Canadian alike. Not just one nation, but 2.
Yeah. Yep. No, it's all on Bettman.
Going after Gary Bettman today.
It's all
going after Gary.
Everybody
Bettman
hates
today.
Bettman. I don't really understand why he gets booed wherever he goes. What's he done to deserve
What commissioner
that
gets cheered?
Silver. Adam Silver.
I guess none of them do.
Does he get cheered?
He gets nothing.
Which is essentially applause.
Yes.
Because he's an alien.
That's the reason?
It looks like he is an alien.
Yeah. Actually, I've never heard that before.
And people are concerned about upsetting.
What was that?
people
I
from
saw,
other
Jay, if you were
galaxies.
watching on YouTube, you saw Jackson make a little facial expression, but I don't know what it meant.
Well, I'm very afraid that that's going to look like me one day.
Oh, really?
You're going to look like Adam Silver?
Bald, no beard, and yeah, I'm concerned. So
Yeah, right. I
when
didn't know
Doug
that.
says you look like an alien, like
He does look like an alien.
might be me.
But Jackson, you should put this in your back pocket for about 45 minutes from now. You want to really make some friends in that balloon party audience. Talk smack about Bettman.
Yeah.
It's a good,
Happy
solid
to.
move.
Happy to.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad.
Problem is, it then just gets squatting on hockey. This is JR. This is JR's.
This is JR's time to shine. All right, there was a bunch of questions.
No, this is great.
That
Hey,
is
listen,
great.
I listen all morning. I'm listening now. No, it's Bettman would love to get the silver treatment and get no reaction. He'd love that at this point.
He's the longest-serving commissioner, right? Even longer than Goodell.
Yeah, I think he's closing in on 30 years.
Wow,
Jesus.
is that right?
For one
I didn't
commissioner.
realize that.
Yeah, he's been around long.
Baseball's had like 5 in that span.
I feel like he hasn't aged a day, though.
No,
looks
he really
exactly
hasn't.
the same.
Yeah.
God bless him. JR, questions coming in fast and furious. Before we go to the people's questions at 314-881-TMA5, I feel like one of the debates amongst Blues fans at this point, I know you wrote about it recently, is whether or not this is a season that ends with a playoff appearance. I get the sense, but tell me if my read is off, that there are higher expectations going into this season than last season, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the expectations are super high, just relative to year over year. What is your read?
Yeah, I think you could split it up, look at it two different ways. Are the expectations higher this year than they were last year? I think so. I think that the upgrades that Doug Armstrong made with the bottom 6, bringing in a Holloway, bringing in a Broberg with the big offer sheet headline, and Torrey Krug, who has struggled in the past couple of years, basically comes out and announces that he's been dealing with that injury and then has the surgery. So now they've upgraded there in that number 2 spot on defense. I think that if you get the production from the Kyrou and the Thomas and the Buchnevich, those guys, Braden Shen, who was inconsistent last year, and some other players, that I think this could be a better year than next year. I think the problem that creates, though, is you say, okay, 92 points last year, that means they're 96, 98 this year, and I don't think you can guarantee that. They were really healthy last year. Will that be the case again? And will you have that development with the team that you expect with these new additions? So I think they are going to be in the same situation as far as the playoffs. They're going to be a potential wild card team. I don't see them finishing in the top 3 in the Central. I think they'll be fighting for a wild card spot down the stretch.
You think they have enough offensive firepower to be a threat, playoff threat?
Yeah, so that's the thing. And I talked to Buchnevich a couple weeks ago, and he said that these top guys just absolutely have to produce. But here's the thing, Duggar, is Buchnevich is going to play center. That's
Doug, do you have a problem with that?
Did you call me Duggar?
I liked it a lot.
Solid.
It's a hockey
solid. That's going to be a permanent
hockey type of thing.
Yeah. I think I've been calling him that since the first day I met him, but it's
we're all in short-term memory loss issues in here.
He's been playing center, and is that where he's most productive? I mean, here's a guy who scored 30 goals a few years ago and missed some games he could have scored more, and he was playing on the wing, and he's learning center. Like, we're watching him out there. He's practicing face-offs after practice, like, a little leaguer goes off to the side and practices a swing after baseball practice. So it's legit learning on the fly here. And when I talked to him, he said, I knew how to react to every play at wing, and it's not necessarily the case at center, so I'll have to learn that. So, is Kyrou going to be a consistent player from the start? Is Thomas going to continue the progression he had last year? I think those are the questions that you ask when you wonder, do they have enough offensively?
I may be being hyperbolic with this. I don't think so. This is a critical year for Jordan Kyrou as far as his future long-term in St. Louis. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, I think so. And I know we had the headline last year where we're talking about the potential of trading him, before the trade, the no-trade clause kicks in for him next summer, not this past summer, but next summer. And, at the time, we saw an inconsistent player who couldn't seem to figure it out, and would he ever figure it out led to the questions and the response, that I think you guys had, and I felt the same was, there's a 50-60% chance we could see this guy traded, even though he had that big contract. Now, you tone that down a little bit now based on the way he finished, that he showed he's a 30-goal scorer and can be a 40-goal scorer? I think it goes back to what you just said a second ago, Tim, is this is a big, big season for him. But it's always the catch-22. If he produces, you want to keep him. If he doesn't produce, how do you trade him? It's always going to come down to, how does that situation play out? Is there going to be a team in the market for a Jordan Kyrou who might think that a change of scenery would do him well?
Kyrou's clearly going to be one of the keys. I want to go back and ask you, your colleagues at the Athletic were predicting a regression this year, but I want to do happy talk.
Okay. Nice, happy talk.
Okay. What do you think is the ceiling? How good can they be if Kyrou does what he's supposed to and everything else comes together?
Yeah, if everything comes together and this is an offense that can put the puck in the back of the net and the power play clicks. Let's not forget that. I'm going to write about this at the Athletic maybe today, but that power play when Craig Berube got fired was 8.4%. They finished, I believe it was at 18%. So there was an improvement under Drew Bannister, but it's got to be good from the start. A pretty good power play goal last night by Justin Falk. He's going to be at the point now with Torrey Krug out. So, we're all just sitting here spitballing, but if they can get things going and get them going early, like you can't get out of the gate 3-7 and then start to put things together. You're going to put yourself behind like they did last year. And so if that happens, if Broberg becomes the player that they're banking on him by giving him the big contract, if Binnington can play like he did last year, I still think the ceiling for this group, and here we are in October talking about this, is a wild card spot. If everything goes well, maybe third in the Central Division, but I don't think with this roster and what you're going through here with the retool that you're going to play with those top teams, Colorado and Dallas.
All right, Doug, we got the two-part questions coming in. JR brought to you every Wednesday here on TMA by Mark Hanna, Evergreen Wealth Strategies, online at evergreenstl.com. JR, number one, how is Scott Pellerin looking in camp? And any shot he makes the squad. And two, how are we feeling about art house flick-loving Jackson's take on Lindy Ruff's cuteness?
Oh,
Doug,
good question.
two very good questions to start the season.
You're not wrong.
Actually, I think Jackson's got a better chance of looking like Lindy Ruff down the road than he does.
Oh, how about that? That's going to make you feel good, Jackson.
So W.
Yeah, that's a win.
Now you have to look him up there. And as far as Scott Pellerin, he did retire 2003, probably living on a farm in Canada, and did not try out this year. I did not see him on the ice.
That's a miss.
33.
Yeah.
Two-part question. Let's see. Why is Buchnevich playing center? Seems like it causes a lot of shuffling around lines, and he's a sniper, best used as a winger. Second question, does Mark have a good view of Doug's hog from where he's sitting? Doug, that's from Injun Joe's K-Rod
You don't
Magic.
have to read them all.
I'll take that second question. Not at present.
Okay.
Is the answer.
Yeah.
Get back to me.
I told you I want to come in studio as much as possible. That's why.
It sounds like he wants a peek.
Yeah, and then as far as Buchnevich, the team did the number crunching and came up with the number that they had a better winning percentage when he played center, and so it's about the team for them. They said they were a 600 point percentage team with Buchnevich in the middle, so I agree. I think the line combinations probably could look a little better if he were on the wing. And by the way, at the Athletic a week or two ago, I did my bold predictions, and I said that Buchnevich would be back at the wing by November, so we'll see if that comes
Yeah,
true.
I did see you had that one. Hey, JR, any word on the cap increase? And second question, I think Dylan Holloway is cuter than Philip Broberg. Which of the newcomers has struck your fancy so far? Doug, that's Crescent
Gosh,
Coyote.
you don't date any of the newcomers, do you?
Mark, you want to take the second one again?
Silence was golden there.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like there might be something going on, maybe with one of the Josephs.
Could be.
Oh,
Maybe they're sporting.
Yeah.
gosh.
Likes a French-Canadian
Would
gentleman.
it be uncomfortable to go back in the locker room if they hear this interview with the players here? And one of the writers might have an eye for them.
It's uncomfortable to walk out of this room.
Yeah, the cap's at $88 million this year. The Blues are coming closer to it than I thought they would, bringing in Broberg and Holloway, but they can put Krug on long-term injury, but they still pay those salaries. And then I think Pierre LeBrun reported next year it's going up to 92. You know, I'll be interested to see if the Blues continue to spend the cap if they're not a playoff team, but obviously they're trying to do everything they can to be one.
The core question for me going into the season is what we see with young players, and I'd actually include Kyrou in that category, even though I know he's not super young age-wise for an NHL player, but what the young players do as far as their progression, because that's going to tell the story of whenever this team's back in a Stanley Cup competitive window. At least that's what I think going in. Hope I'm wrong, I suppose. You got a chance to see some of this in camp. The team is 1-4 in the preseason. I kind of feel like usually that's irrelevant, but Drew Bannister's certainly been pretty critical of that. So what have you seen so far from the younger players, and where Bannister and the organization view them as the season's 6 days away?
Yeah, so the players that are going to take the Blues to another level, if they live up to their pick in the draft, are the guys like the Dvorskys, and he's got some growing to do. I mean, we saw some raw talent there in camp, but he got sent down to Springfield. He's going to play in the American Hockey League to start the season, and you know, whether we see him in 2 months, 6 months, who knows? It looks like he's got a bright future, but you know, now's not that time. Jimmy Snuggerud going back to the University of Minnesota for another year, that delays when he's going to be ready. So those top level guys, you know, I think are still a couple years, 3 years away before they can put a dent in things. But in terms of your question about watching camp and seeing some of these younger players, you know, they look pretty good, but yeah, like Drew said last night, you just don't see anybody grabbing it. You got three guys fighting for what could be one or two spots on defense, and you're talking about Scott Prnovich, Tyler Tucker, and P.O. Joseph, and nobody really had a good game last night. So, you know, I think the roster is pretty well set. I feel like I know how it's going to come down, and I think two of those guys are going to be on the roster, but not likely in the starting lineup. So, you know, you're trying to get through this retool. You're trying to put some depth on the roster. I see what Doug Armstrong is doing here, and you just got to drop the puck, start the season, see where this thing goes, and just know that you got that young talent that needs to stay developing off to the side.
I know I asked you last year, but I don't remember because I've had multiple head injuries. Why would a guy like Snuggerud return for another year in college when he could be in the NHL?
Yeah, so I think the Blues are probably pretty disappointed with that one because you come in and you get some NHL ice, and they would have had a spot for him. He would have got a year of experience and got this thing moving quicker, but when I talked to him, he said for a couple of reasons. He felt like there were some things that he still needed to work on that he could spend some more time on in college and get improved before he showed up at Blues. And then also, you know, and buy this if you want to buy it, but this is what he said. You know, he's got a long family history with the University of Minnesota. His grandpa played there, lost the national championship. His dad lost the national championship. Jimmy's lost the national championship. They want to win one of these things, and he said he feels like he can help bring that championship to St. Louis. To the family, and the reason I said St. Louis is because the Frozen Four is in St. Louis this year. So how would that be for the Blues prospect to lift that trophy on Enterprise ice? I think it would be a better moment than the Sexy Red Encore finale song.
Yeah,
Whoa!
Absolutely would be. Almost any moment would be better than that.
In the absence of Snuggerud, I've asked about him in the past, could Denny Felsner actually make the team this year?
Goodness.
Another college guy.
Yeah.
Felsner, I have not talked to him in years. In fact, I've never talked to him, and I do not know where he's at, but I will make that phone call today and see if he has any interest in fulfilling Snuggerud's spot this season for the Blues.
Thank you.
Any hope for Fran Huckle?
I'm going to have to hockey DB him and come up with an answer.
Old Blue.
Hockey DB him. Doug, boy, we're getting a lot of two-part questions. I mean,
yeah, let's hear him.
Let's see, the little Dutch boy. Nonetheless, looks like he'll become a solid top four demon. What intrigues me is Holloway. Kid's got speed and some decent creativity. Does he have a shot to displace Schenn on the second line? Second question, how much balloon knot does Kyrou smash at Napoli?
Oh,
That's the little
gosh.
Dutch boy. I don't know if JR covers that or has that data.
Jackson might have to answer that one for us. But, hey, as far as Holloway, I'm going to write a story about him soon. I did talk to him a couple days ago. Guys, he comes from the Edmonton Oilers, where guess what? You're not climbing up into the top six or the top line because they've got McDavid and Draisaitl, and he said that he does feel like there's some opportunity here to be a potential top six player, and talked to Broberg about that too, and he said, yeah, this guy definitely has that potential. So I like what I've seen so far in the camp. You know, I know it's been said before, but we haven't seen too many guys with the Jets on the Blues roster other than a guy like Kyrou, And I think that's one of the areas where they really upgraded. You know, Kevin Hayes is gone. You know, Sammy Blay is gone, and they've got guys like Dylan Holloway who can really get up the ice. And, hey, by the way, as you read these two-parters, I've had to explain to my kids, sometimes you walk in public or you're out and about, and, you know, when people walk past you and say, I love the two-parters, I got to explain to the kids what they mean there. So,
what a great conversation that has to be.
Awkward.
Yeah, my suggestion is do what I do, is say don't pay attention to the mentally deranged person who just came up to us.
Yeah, I always say to my kids, hey, listen, I'll keep the volume on in the truck. You can listen to the first question, but the second question usually is one.
Suddenly fades out.
Pivot off of it. JR, looking forward to the upcoming season and you being a part of the show on a regular basis every Wednesday here on TMA. Jeremy Rutherford brought to you by Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategies, online at evergreenstl.com. Ladies and gentlemen, look, it's the great JR. Unbelievable,
Thank you, JR. Thank you so much.
What a start to this campaign.
Thanks, guys. Hey, can't wait to do this all season. Mark, thanks, and we'll talk to you guys next week.
Thanks, JR.
All right, JR.
It's Jeremy Rutherford,
All right,
Callier and
Rusty.
Thompson phone lines. He Duggered you.
He sure did. He's been around hockey a long time.
Now,
You
it was
got a
Doug E. Waite.
Right.
Doug E. Waite, but you're Duggar Vaughn. It's interesting.
If they went last name, would be Vaughnsy.
Vaughny, I think.
I do feel like in hockey, it's Duggar or Dougie. That is true. Yeah. Man, I like that.
Well, what would you be? Just Timmy?
Probably Timmy, yeah. Bernie Federico would Timmy me.
T-Mac, maybe.
Jackson would be Libby Jack.
Libby Jack.
Somebody needs to codify this. Get this down. Have
figure
Iggy
this
put
out?
this down along with his book.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You'd be handsy.
Well, I've presented it this way, and I feel like this is as concise as I can make it. If Chris Pronger's nickname is Prongs, and it was, if his last name was Prongs, his nickname would have been
Pronger.
Think about that.
Wow. That is
You know what I'm saying?
So meta.
Think about
So
that.
great.
Tim's so smart.
I know, and I don't even know if I really work at it.
Never thought of it that way.
Yeah, think about it, though. Yeah, maybe you ought to bring that up for Balloon Party, because that'll show that you're really working on the game.
I think Jackson's distracted over there. He looks a little confused.
Oh, how about this?
I am.
If Brett Hull's
You can pick
nickname,
up the space outs. They go on during Balloon Party. Yeah, it's
good.
Brett Hull's nickname was Hully.
Hully.
Right. If his real name was Hully, they'd have probably called him Hull.
Huller.
I think it might have been Huller.
Oh, God, this is good stuff.
Well, I'm done for the rest of the
Well,
day.
you got
after
any
that
hot
discussion.
stock tips?
Yeah, any SEC
There's some
violations.
Peruvian Sibian companies that are pretty popular.
Ooh, refurbished?
Okay.
Naturally.
Ah! How about this? Tim's hockey name would be the Great One. That's from the self-made
stop it!
stay-at-home Laduma.
That's taken.
He's ball striking
I think
over to
Wayne would
Larson.
release that one to you.
I would agree.
They would be cool with you wearing 99, though, right?
I would think. I should.
Bring
If
it
you
out of
played hockey,
retirement.
you'd wear 99.
Yeah, just to send a message.
Is that retired in the NHL, or is it just like understood that you don't wear 99?
I've heard it called retired, but part of me is just like, who would have the balls to
Wear 99.
mess
I think
with
they
it?
retired it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think it's
Let's
kind of
crowdsource that because
should crowdsource it.
Is his record going to be broken this year by Ovechkin? His goal record?
Ask Jackson.
It's close already.
You could take away all of his goals and he'd still be the points leader.
Well, I'm not going to take away his goals.
No. Well, how could you?
I'm just saying Ovechkin has a chance to overtake him for career goals.
Yeah, but I'll still take the great one.
Yeah, I think.
As you know, I'm a world traveler, and a few years ago, actually went to D.C., went to a Caps game.
How was it?
It was a poor game day experience, but maybe they're taking a page out of the Cardinals book for that. Ovechkin was on the ice for about 6 minutes straight during a power play and after, looping around the blue line, waiting for a pass. It was as though he was running the show. And you know what? He scored.
Did he really? On the
That's-
6-minute shift?
Yes, a 6-minute shift, and nobody's saying,
wow.
I mean, who's going to pull Ovechkin off there? It was the most fascinating strategy play I've ever seen in my life. And even, I mean, Holly would do that too, but to see him do that, it was so throwback to one of these all-offense players.
It was probably on the face-off dot on the left side with a one-timer.
Yeah.
That's how he's got about half.
Yeah,
of his-
puck would go down, he'd go back to the blue line and wait. He skated all of about 30 feet the whole time, back and forth.
Per Bomb Skan Skubjan, 1999, the NHL retired 99 forever.
Makes sense.
There you go.
Okay.
We're crowdsourcing. That's
Well,
what we
they
do.
won't retire it if you make a club, Tim.
I would think they'd unretire it
Yeah,
just
they would.
for
Yeah.
me. I
But
just
it
got
would
to learn
get
how
in
to
the way
skate
of your
first.
golf game.
I know, and that's a
You
whole
gotta- we
thing.
gotta
I
get
really
you
want
that senior
I want to pick up my club head speed for the Champions Tour here in a couple of years, and maybe Wellington will caddy for me. Wouldn't that be great? What a pairing!
Yeah.
Be a
You
good
think you'll
pairing.
make the Champions Tour, do you?
I mean, I don't think it's likely, but I think it's like 45%.
Right.
How long do you think we could survive on the ice before we're on a backboard? Like, you think 30 seconds over under?
Before our neck was broken?
Well, before
I just
was laid
fall
out.
on my own, much less when a gentleman would come up and
Right.
decide that he will
Right.
fling my 155 pounds into the stands.
That would be the smart strategy.
I would probably get vertigo leaning over to tie the skates.
All right, I don't know if we're a good club or not.
Yeah. We're not ready. Anyway, we might need camp.
I think my skeleton might escape my body on a hit from one of those guys.
Mark, always wonderful to have you in studio. Great to have you back again for the JR segment here
Thank you, Hansy.
on TMA, ladies and gentlemen. That's Mark Hannon. He's
There
with
he is.
Evergreen Wealth Strategies, evergreenstl.com.
Back to business. Back to business. See you guys.
See you, Mark.
See ya.
That's Mark Hannon, Evergreen Wealth Strategies. Dr. Brandon Pryor is with 100 West Dental. They're online at 100westdental.com. Or you can call 636-585-0100. No insurance, no problem. The membership plan aids in the cost of dental work for those who do not have dental insurance. They built brand new offices. I went out there and checked them out a couple of weeks ago. Got to see what they've got going. And man, doesn't look like a dentist's office, at least when you think of a dentist's office. Very impressive. And the thing that Dr. Brandon Pryor and his staff want to drive home is the following. Dental health is not separate from the rest of your body's
It isn't.
health.
No.
And poor dental health can impact the rest of your health. And for whatever reason, that message is not put out there enough, Dr. Brandon Pryor says. So take care. And I'm sure plenty of you haven't been to the dentist in a while. Nobody really likes to do it. But get it done. Go to a place with a guy who's really on board with this program, who understands that you want to get in, you want to get out, and they want to make it easy for you. So no phone calls needed to get in. Just check the calendar online at 100westdental.com for availability, and you can book your schedule right then and there to go in and see the people at 100 West Dental, 100westdental.com. If you're interested in Invisalign, mention my name. You get $1,000 off an Invisalign package at 100 West Dental, 100westdental.com. Coming up in about 10 minutes, Design Air Heating and Cooling. Email the day, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Doug, John Shambi, you call him Boog?
I do, yeah.
He was on the call of a game yesterday. What game was he on the call of? I know he wasn't
Brewers
on the
Mets.
Astros. He was on the Brewers Mets. Here is what he had to say regarding broadcast backlash.
As I was saying earlier, this is the time of the year the national guys come in. We're, of course, rooting against your favorite team, both teams. That's usually the way people take it. And giving a shout-out to Gary, Keith, and Ron. Sideline reporters are people, too. Steve Yelps, love you. Sophia Benert on the Milwaukee side, both do. I mean, it's two great broadcasting crews. So I did need to, I needed to amend that because leaving Gelbsy out is it's not right.
That's what happens. You're into your home team broadcast, and then all of a sudden now it's playoffs, it's intensified, and then you have the national broadcaster, and then psychologically it sounds different, so you think that they're cheering against your team.
And Joe Buck was well known for hating all the other
That's
teams.
correct.
Right.
You would
I love Boog Shambi.
I have always liked him too. And Doug, he grew up on Roosevelt Island?
I have no idea where he grew up.
Ever since
Sure, I didn't know anybody lived there.
I think ever since Vescursion changed jobs, they've had Boog Shambi do the calls of MLB The Show, the video game.
Oh, I didn't know he did that.
Yeah, he's great. He just has kind of like an old school baseball voice a little bit. Like it kind of has that, but it's obviously he's a younger guy. I think he's great. And I think it's a great move shouting out the local broadcast teams of the two teams that are playing. I just think that's cool.
If it bothers you that much, you could listen to the radio.
Yeah.
While you watch TV on silent.
He was born in Philadelphia, and he grew up on Roosevelt Island.
Jeez.
I mean, I didn't know anybody lived on that thing. But
I like the Brewers
Random.
announcer. I think he's really good. Brian Anderson, I think is his
yeah,
name.
he does some national stuff.
Yeah, he does. I think he's terrific.
And the Mets crew is as good as it gets. Gary Cohen.
Yeah.
That is a great crew.
Keith
Ron
Hernandez.
Darling, Keith
Yeah.
Hernandez.
Yeah, that's world class.
And the Yankees guy, he's on the radio telling people that he's gaslighting them.
Michael Kay.
Mm-hmm.
He was on the call of a game yesterday with Kirkjian, right? He was on
Yeah.
the Tigers and Astros.
Last time the Cardinals played in the playoffs, you got a lot of Michael Kay.
Mm-hmm.
much to.
He had the 2022 series.
This is him and A-Rod, right?
24 hours of playoff baseball, Doug.
Is Costas doing games? I thought I saw him on Mike Greenberg's show yesterday for Zoom talking about Pete Rose, and I thought I heard Greenberg say, "Thanks for joining us early. I know you just flew in to do your baseball games this week."
I'm sure he is.
So he must be doing some whatever MLB's doing, I guess.
I don't know.
I just thought I'd ask.
Well, it wasn't a bad little tidbit.
Doug, Paul Feinbaum's been very critical of Deion Sanders.
Has he?
But now Deion Sanders is 3-1, 4-1, one loss in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Yep.
Maybe Deion Sanders brings the Buffaloes to Columbia.
Yeah, remember what he was his first season. Everybody thought he was going to be the next NFL coach, and Shakur Sanders was a surefire Hall
This is twice
Heisman
now.
Trophy winner.
This is twice. It's Shador.
And just remember what happened that year.
What happened?
You can't even remember his name.
Well, I don't really follow him.
So you don't know what happened.
I'm in the ballpark. Yeah, they went 5-7 and didn't go to a play, didn't go to a bowl game. And last year, I think they won 2 games. And if you had anything critical to say against Deion Sanders, he wouldn't talk to you in the media. He'd call you out. Oh, you're CBS. I'm not talking to you. You guys know what you did.
Well, here's Paul Feinbaum, Doug.
Okay, let's hear what he says.
Well, first of all, Stephen A., you're close to being right. And this is where I say to you, I should have kept my mouth shut a couple weeks ago. But I came after you. I came after Prime. And here I am scraping the egg off of my face. And I'm glad to be doing it because this is a fascinating story. And what happened last week down in Florida was really the first time, I think, since Prime has been at Colorado that this looked like a legitimate football team. And they didn't beat a great team, but they beat a good team, coached by Gus Malzahn, who's played for the national championship. So if they can continue on this path, now, I'm not issuing qualifiers, I'm just saying if, then Stephen A., I think your story about Coach of the Year is dead on.
He's got Deion Sanders as Coach of the Year. Stephen A. Smith. Doug, how's that sound to you?
Well, he's a lot of flash. We'll see how much substance he's got behind it.
Yeah, I mean, the Big 12 is kind of open.
It's super open.
Yeah, so, I mean,
I see BYU's plus 1,000 to win the Big 12, and I'm not saying that they're great, but God, I've actually watched them play twice. I saw them play SMU and K-State. I mean, again, people probably are like, what are you doing with your life? But, you know, I like to watch a lot of college football, and BYU strikes me as a pretty good team. The thing is
it Utah? Is that who they got?
Well, Utah lost this past weekend to Arizona.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
BYU's coached by that guy from Kirkwood.
Hey, he's from Kirkwood? Really?
Yeah.
He was fired up after the
Samoan,
SMU win.
I think
Yeah.
he's originally Samoan. Yeah.
He's from Kirkwood? I did not know that, really. He played at Kirkwood or he just lived in Kirkwood?
Yeah.
Really? Son of a bitch. I had no idea.
They got a Jewish QB, too, at BYU.
Have they?
See, they've lost their last 10 games played during the day.
What's this?
BYU has lost 10 in a row played during the day.
Wow. Yeah, they played SMU on a Friday night and K-State on a Saturday night at home. I saw that. Colorado, for the record, is 4-1. They've beaten North Dakota State, Colorado State, Baylor on that Hail Mary, and then it went to overtime and they won. And then the Central Florida one where they were 14-point underdogs and they won by 27. They've got K-State at home, but that's on the day of the UMass game, which college football will be focused on.
Oh, yeah.
So that'll probably distract from it. At Arizona, that could be a test. At home against Cincinnati, who I guess is in the Big 12.
Yes.
Yeah.
At Texas Tech, at home against Utah, at Rock Chalk, and they play at a soccer stadium.
Basically.
And then at home against Oklahoma State. So as crazy as it sounds, there's a chance they win the Big 12. I know it's kind of confusing for those of us who remember Nebraska being in the Big 12, but their loss to Nebraska was not a conference loss. So they are currently 2-0 and at the top, tied at the top of the Big 12. So maybe they would play BYU for the Big 12 championship, and then Colorado comes to Columbia as a 9 seed against Missouri, an 8 seed at 11-1.
They have to lose to BYU in order to play in Columbia.
And then that means the Big 12 gets 2 teams. Yeah, so that would a 10-2 Colorado team be number 9? I'm trying to get this Deion Sanders to Columbia thing going.
Does Colorado still get 5 downs once a game?
Only in Columbia, in the north end zone.
Yeah, it might be better to play them at Colorado.
to avoid the north end zone.
Be cold, though.
Hey, guys, who does Iggy hate the most? Deion Sanders, Angel Reese, or Cheryl Swoops, better known as Swoopsy? Thanks. That's from Big Tuft.
I don't hate Angel Reese. Or said I hated Angel Reese. I don't hate anybody, but
No, well. How about Deion Sanders?
no, I don't hate him.
Oh.
I didn't even say anything about him. I said the people that christened him Coach of the Year, and he's going to be an NFL coach next year after
Stephen A. Smith.
After 4 games in his first season, and he's getting up on the microphone. I told you. You people didn't believe. I told you. You didn't believe. And then he lost like 7 in a row.
He can be obnoxious.
And then last
that's
year
for
you won 2 games all year.
4.
Yeah, whatever.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Yeah. Well, he is a one of a kind, that's for sure.
If you're looking for a betting edge, BYU's 28-3 in night games since 2019.
Doug, how about that? They enjoy night.
They call them the Vampire Cougs.
Oh, I like that.
They got Zona this weekend. Or next weekend. They're on by this week.
Okay. BYU also has the advantage of a lot of its players are like 26 years old. A lot of them are. They've served their Mormon mission, and now they're in their mid-20s when they're playing. That helps a lot.
And they've always played in a crappy conference. That's probably why they have 28-3 and all these absurd stats when they play at night, or because they play in a crappy conference, they beat everybody.
Gosh, now you hate the conference.
Not anymore. They're in the Big 12, but
You hate the conference more or Angel Reese?
I just think Angel Reese needs to be quiet.
Yeah.
She keeps putting her foot. She's putting her foot in her mouth, and nobody believes in me. Nobody believed in me. And then every time you post something about she's the only person who believed in me. Well, what is it? Nobody believes in you. All these people believe in you.
Come on now.
Just remember what you said.
Mm-hmm.
Well, BYU doesn't have to go to Amherst, Massachusetts in 10 days, so that's a break. If Missouri wins and is number 6 or 7 next week, and by wins I mean wins at A&M, and then there's okay, Missouri's still undefeated, and if they win impressively, I assume it's an ESPN game, I think, 11 o'clock kick, so it'll have that window and have some attention. And then people are going, boy, Missouri, they go to Alabama coming up here in a couple of weeks. What do they have in between? Well, they've got Auburn for homecoming, and then they go to UMass. The attention that is going to start to get. They got to win at Texas A&M in order for it to catch the attention. But that will be good entertainment next week.
Especially because the rest of the college slate is unbelievable. I mean, you got Ohio State going to Eugene, and Red River Rivalry, which is a little dampened now, but still. And then it's who's the number 7 or 16 playing? And it's UMass at UMass.
Road trip to Amherst, Doug. And that has been announced as 11 o'clock kick. I kind of thought ESPN might take that for a 7 o'clock.
How many teams walk into Amherst and come out unscathed?
Can you imagine?
Yeah, you don't want to let their fans get all liquored up all day.
Oh my God! Could you imagine a night game at UMass
on ESPN? The confusion in the South.
They're gonna be where do we put the camera? They're gonna be where's the? Have you seen their stadium?
No, it's a high school stadium.
It's literally a high school stadium with what looks like a prison behind it. And that's their training facility.
Nice. Doug, it's time for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. JV golf coach got the win yesterday. Decided he's going to take the day off today. That's dangerous.
Oh, really?
That's what it looks like.
Okay.
Here's our winner for the month of September, though. Kevin Miller. Denny Felser had amazing college stats at Michigan, but he hurt his ankle and never was the same. But guess what? Tim McKernan just had another amazing show with the suspect shoulder, because Tim is a no-excuses professional. This should be inspiring for everybody. Wow, wow, wow. Imagine my surprise when I received this email this morning. Congratulations on Email of the Month. There is no prize with a monetary value, but you are entitled to a night of passion with a member of the dais of your choosing. 2 seconds of thinking and 1 erection later, I made my choice. You're a real tough cookie with a long history of breaking twink hearts like the one in me. That's okay. Let's see how you're doing. Unzip them khakis. Let's get down to it.
Okay.
Hit me with your best shot. Why don't you hit me with your best shot? Hit me with your money shot. Fire away. You come on with it. Come on with that new head of hair, but that's okay. See if I care. Knock me down. Give me that vein.
Oh!
I'm finna take your anally again.
Oh, don't say again.
That's from Girth Brooks.
Oh.
Pat Benatar there.
Girth Brooks.
Wearing green, he's a big flirt, tall and handsome, the man of my dreams. In my pant, I start to cream. I yank down his khakis. He bends over and grapes. Blonde on top, and the carpet matches the drapes. That's from Potty Mouth.
Gosh, that was a poor email. Potty Mouth.
Hey, boys, happy with our performance overall. First period, we took the bend, don't break approach. A short Bermuda story got through, and also a detailed report of his mattress status. But I feel like we were able to make it to the break without losing the whole show. Second period, big breakdown. He got through with the whole scenario about moving to England and becoming king. Jesus. Somebody stop him. Third period, thanks to Hansy, we were able to completely remove him from the show. I'm emailing John and Tommy as we speak to get more of that. I'll let you know. That's from Coach Steve at 1 Cardinal Way. Kind of a breakdown.
Steve, 1 Cardinal Way.
You like a period-by-period breakdown?
I don't mind it.
And finally, congratulations to the Baldwin Beer Bitch on winning Milagro Tequila Lister of the Month, beating out the unemployed petite lesbian firefighter from Brooklyn and the guy who writes tired, gay, South County-based erotica that a pair of geriatric radio hosts finds amusing. Nothing sus about this conclave. Personally, I would have given it to the lesbian, but her big mistake was calling back on a day when 40% of the voting panel were absent. I know Iggy thought she was fake, but her response of extended awkward silence in response to Iggy's asking if she likes to trib seemed authentic AF to me. Quick fact check. Ozark debuted on Netflix in July of 2017, while logo ripoff specialist Gangster Pete didn't join TMA until the following year, and the logo didn't debut until December 2018. Pete's merch game was legit, aside from blatantly ripping off other designs. Let's say you went to Brown and you wanted to revitalize downtown and nobody was taking your idea of painting all the vacant buildings pastel colors seriously, and your indoor water park for the Hoosiers and poors wasn't getting any traction either. So you proposed we demolish the Dome Stadium that was antiquated from the day it opened, but still serves some purpose as the home of our minor league football team, as well as hosting conventions, concerts, and monster truck rallies, not to mention serving as a giant barrier between the housing projects north of Cole and Washington Avenue. But that don't matter because we'll have our own new city with its own police force and picket fences and streetlights and police twirling batons. So if you'd like to invest in this new downtown across from the housing projects, email thegrill111@aol.com. Doug, that's Buck Swope.
Nice little email, Buck.
And that's what we have for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. What you got?
Well, there was some good ones except for Potty Mouth. His was bad. But Girth Brooks, Coach Steve, and Buck Swope were all pretty good. I'm going to give it to, I think, Coach Steve today. I'm going to give it to Coach Steve.
Well, I mean, again, process elimination. I mean, there was one decent one, so I'll go with Swope.
God, that puts me to the test because it's between Coach Steve and Buck Swope. Oh, God. I like the new Coach Steve period-by-period breakdown. I'm going with Coach Steve in Wildwood.
Okay.
Coach Steve at 1 Ballpark Way, or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
That's tough. That was tough. I was hoping you'd take the onus off me, Iggy, but no. Coach Steve gets himself a win, and he's now tied with the JV golf coach. This is going to be a fun race, isn't it? I feel like a lot of people are going to be involved.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun. October's going to be fun.
Well, maybe it'll be a new rivalry. Chairman Steve will break down portions of my hijacking, and whatever he doesn't talk about, Swope will talk about the other part.
Oh, wow.
Big Locktober.
Because that's what they did.
It's Locktober.
Yeah. They took turns piling on.
Yeah, just took different parts of what I talked about.
You think they coordinated that?
Yeah, what are you going to talk about? Oh, I'm going to talk about this. All right, I'll break down the city thing.
It's like a pose game. All right, Jackson and I are going to go down the hallway, and I have a good feeling about this one. What do we have coming up today here on Wednesday, October 2nd, 2024?
Wide Berth Wednesday.
Yep. That's the one.
Breaking it all down.
That's the one. Okay. That'll be good.
Anybody wants to join me for lunch? I'll be at St. Raymond's having a little Lebanese food.
There you go. There's got that going on. Doug, what do you have going on?
I've got a couple of nephews coming into town on their way down to Georgia, so I'm going to have lunch with them.
Oh, nice.
Come to St. Raymond's.
Well, I don't think they're going to want to go to St. Raymond's. They have to make a long drive just to get to St. Louis.
Yeah, well, it's downtown.
Where are they coming from?
Where is St. Raymond's?
Downtown.
Nice.
Why would we want to go eat downtown today?
Build up the economy.
Yep. That's correct.
Well, I doubt we're going to get there. It's kind of a family get together, so
Maybe
I doubt
I'll
they're
just
going to
get
want to
it
go to
to
St.
go
Raymond's. Sorry.
Is that all right?
Maybe I'll get it to go.
Oh, okay. You were
What if you got
counting
it
on
to
me to
go?
go to St. Raymond's today?
Pardon me?
You were counting on me to go to St. Raymond's today?
No, but if you want to have lunch, I would sit and eat.
Oh.
But I'll just get it to go home, and I'll eat it tonight.
Okay.
Just warm up my guppy.
Warm up my guppy.
Jackson, we got to go. It's just the deal.
I know.
It's Balloon Party. It's coming up in a matter of moments on 101 ESPN. For Jackson Bennett Burkett, Chairman Kurt, Kenneth Iggy Strode, my brother Kevin, Douglas Elvin Vaughn, and Tim McKernan. This has been TMA, presented to you by Brown & Group.
Want to take on some legends of TMA?
Sound the same to someone who